Tonight's movie will be right back as Hauntoberfest continues on Disney Channel.
Alright, let me just go ahead and say, this is one of those games where if you do everything, you can't do it again unless you start a new file. And by starting a new file, I have to do the incredible, amazing training level that takes like 10 minutes to fucking do and stops you every 5 seconds. So, yeah, it's great, fucking amazing. Anyway, this is Monsters Inc. Scream Team. I'm gonna just do the city section. Oh, the city park. The urban training grounds. We're gonna start the city park. Okay. The training level is also so boring, so I was sitting there with a straight face doing it. Now, like, I at one point, I made a yuck to myself. I was real impressed with myself. I sure hope other people were too. Get away from me, train. Obviously the strongest substance known to man, especially in toy form. Anyway, for those who don't know, Scream Team, you get freak the fuck out of robot children and give them a cardiac arrest with disco moves. And get harmed by toy trains. I mean, in the context of the movie, I guess it kind of makes sense. They're told, like, oh, things from the human world will literally fucking kill you. One touch, you die, alright? I know how long this one is going to take, primarily because, fun little thing. I'll go over that very soon when we get to that point. But it's going to be a gas, I swear. Amazing, incredible, you'll think. You'll be like, wow! They thought of everything! No, excuse me, child. You cannot play. Get your ass out of here. Oh, this is why. See this thing? It's a trampoline. You can't complete the level completely without unlocking the trampoline. How do you unlock the trampoline? You gotta go to all 4 of the levels and get a bronze medal, and then go back to every level again. And just so you can get the silver and gold, which you have to beat the game. Does that sound riveting? Well, this is wiggling my fingers very aggressively at a child, doing opera, wiggling my fingers in other directions, and just boom. And the body's just gonna remain there. That's okay, it's a robot, it ain't got feelings. As unless we program it to have feelings, which the entire point is to scare the robot children, so technically it did give it feelings. You know, the less you think about other things as sentient, the less you feel bad about crimes. So if you want to get away with doing horrible stuff, just don't think of things including other people as sentient, and you will have no remorse. Anyway, here's child. Not enough ooze. Oh, yeah. And don't laugh at me. See, they also laugh, which means it's another emotion of some sorts. That orange child is not going to laugh for too long, though. I'm going to do this to him. Including my Jesus levitation abilities, screaming in their face. And disco, which gives him a cardiac arrest. What is this? Oh, I opened that, which I can't do because I don't have the trampoline. So, yeah, I'm out of here.
Shut up, phone. I'm not communicating right now. I'm playing Monsters Inc. Scream Team on the PlayStation 1, on my PlayStation 2. Obviously, that's more important.
It's probably not that important anyway. If it was, they'd call me, you know? Who's gonna go ahead and say, oh, by the way, grandmother literally spontaneously combusted and was taken by the devil, and put it in a text message? You're not gonna take that seriously. You're gonna think it's a joke. It was a prank my sister did to my mom. A very mean one. You gotta remember this like nearly a decade ago, so don't judge. So I went to visit my sister because she had her appendix removed. We went hiking. A good old time hiking about. Are they just gonna keep giving me... Oh! I should have kept hitting them. Well, I'm dumb. They keep giving me goodies. Now, get ready, child. You were about to die. Your days are numbered. When I mean numbered, I mean second. Boo! Do you want to save now? No, we're not saving at all. Oh, door! Also, you can't leave levels until... Oh, can't show that! Can't show that! That's a scene from the movie. They reward you by giving you scenes from the movie. Don't get mad, Pixar. Don't get mad. Also, all the ooze just came back because of that, so I can fill up the red and scare one of the red nerves. Don't have enough energy, just leave and come back. I don't know about you, but that seems very fair in my book. Oh yeah, anyway, back to what I was saying. I was visiting my sister after she got her appendix removed, and we went hiking at this one place. I forget what it was called. But anyway, we were just having a fun old time. Get on my way, train. And anyway, my sister decided to pull a mean joke on my mom and send a picture of, like, the cliffside, like, pointing down off the cliff, and said, "Hey, Zach jumped." And of course my mom called in hysterics. But at the same time, you also gotta think, why would she go ahead and think, wait, why would they text this to me and not call me? You know, that should have been the big giveaway. But at the same time, you know, it's still a mean joke to pull. It's still very mean. Let's go through the door. Skedaddle. Get your ass out of there. Go to the next place. See, there's Mr. Waternoose. She's like, good job. I'm going to put my heads up for you. And like I said, you can't complete any of these until you get the bronze on all of them. They'll unlock the trampolines then. The trampolines are merely an illusion. They're a mirage of what you desire most. Oh, I'm petrified. You killed me. I remember when I was a little kid. So, Mike Wazowski has this flutter jump, right? You hold X in the air, he does that. For some reason, when we rented the game many years ago, this had to have been like when the game was new. I remember just doing this over and over in the orientation and stage, and my family could not take it. They were in hysterics about it. They absolutely loved it. Get over here, child. You were going to have a cardiac arrest. Over here. Gotta have a cardiac arrest by me going. Just like those videos of that guy that sneaks up to his mom or grandma. I don't know. And she goes. It's the funniest shit to me. Oh, Jesus Christ! How do I open you? I forgot. How do I open you? Oh yeah, I gotta go. There's an underground section. There's a hole. A hole of yore. I believe if you scare the child in here, it will let you in. The door has become squished. Just ignore the RC car. You know what? It doesn't even exist. I don't know what you're talking about. What RC car? Okay, excuse me, Minecraft Steve. Oh yeah, it's this fucking child. Oh shit. Okay, I wasn't sure what was happening since... You dickhead! There we go. I see what you did there. Now, YouTube, avert your eyes. I'm going to skip it right. I didn't mean to save. For God's sakes. Nope. What clip? I don't know what you're talking about. There was no clip. You see, you can believe whatever you like, but there was no clip there. None. None in particular. I don't know what you're talking about. Now, I remember when I was a little kid, this part used to freak me out. Because, for some reason, I remember it being a lot thinner And a lot emptier in the bottom. I mean, it does look pretty empty at the bottom. I mean, where does that lead to? Hell. It leads to hell. Oh. My god, he banged his head on the floor very hard. How does he survive? How does he do it? I cannot comprehend. Out of here now. I'll go. Leave! Ouch! It was like a, go! Burst! Also, isn't that great? Just like an aerial loads and you're immediately hit by an enemy. Isn't that cool? It's my favorite. That's what I'm pretty sure is just the easiest. Yeah, because they already give you enough for the bluey. Blue child! Are you scared? You will be now. Look at me flex. So strong. That's right, you cannot handle my masculinity. I'm so masculine, you could call it toxic. With how deadly it is. Surely I'm not referencing anything in particular. Get out of here, asshole. Jesus. Green child, implode for me. By playing the flute, and wiggling my fingers, and disguising myself, it will cause you to implode. And obviously, that's logic. Okay. It's a good thing that didn't get rid of a life. It just got rid of some health. Drowning is non-consequential. Shut up. I can't speak. Alright? My hole's made of Swiss cheese. God damn it. I never said I was intelligent. I only heavily implied it. That's the difference. No. There's not. Yeah, that's right. There's nothing. There's nothing. There was nothing. Thank you, Mr. Water News, for informing YouTube that there was nothing. Informing YouTube and Disney that there was indeed nothing. I'll forgive your sins of kidnapping children and human trafficking. If it means you protect my YouTube monetization. I'm a YouTuber after all. It's all we care about. Crush me. And to me. But we have to make it a challenge at least. Ooh, almost got me there. Gotta try harder than that. Come on. You've got to be quicker than that.
Fucking nuts! Oh my god! I thought I was done with them!
Well, that's all I can do. Let us leave. Never come back. Blah. Wait, maybe I missed this box. Hang on. That's gotta be sure. One more area, then the trampolines are unlocked, and it's just smooth sailing from here. Now get your ass back in there. Get your ass back in there, Mike Wazowski. Monsters, Inc. really does have to be my favorite Pixar movie. I thought The Incredibles was. I honestly think I just like watching Monsters, Inc. more. Like, if I had a choice, I'm going to say Monsters, Inc. probably. I do like The Incredibles. I'm not going to say I don't, but most Pixar movies, I would say, are good. I can't really think of one that's bad. Many people say The Good Dinosaur, but I've never seen it. Hello, children. Yes. Yes, run. Death is coming no matter how fast you can run. Ah, yes. Every licensed game from the PS1 needed a totally not Crash Bandicoot spin. Is that Crash Bandicoot? I don't know what you're talking about. I wonder if I could cheat my way up there. Just jump hard enough. Damn it. Alright. They planned for that. The bastards. I can't use exploits like in some other games. Like Mario 64. Obviously worst game ever. I'm not gonna lie, I do like exploits though, as much as I joke. If I can find a fun exploit, that's enough to make me happy. No, child! Hey! You bastard! You just screwed me out of a spook. How dare... Child, this is no time for games. It's time for shrieking and death. This will make you shriek. I wish I had the Nightmare Before Christmas game. I totally would have played that for this. And I just want to play it in general. I never played it, and I want to try it. I want it. I'm like Violet. No, what's her name? The one that found the fucking trash can in Willy Wonka. She says I want it now when it comes to the goose. I can shit out gold eggs. I forgot her name. In the Tim Burton version, she wanted a squirrel. That she's really good at, like, deciphering good nuts and not falling to their death in water. You! Implode! Get off me, child. Oh, okay. Just break the plane of existence, why don't you?
We're all real impressed.
Okay, I found the primordial ooze. Which is also the thing that I'm ingesting. I'm pretty sure they called it primordial ooze. So, and see, you can ingest it. You just can't cover yourself with it. That's the difference. Use your brain, folks. It's common sense.
Remember, kids, you can ingest acid. You just can't touch it.
You up. No. Go back down. There, that works. You raised me up. I'm not. I'm not going into demonetization. I'm not getting a copyright claim. I don't know about you, but I'm not. With that, all of the ooze comes back. And you think because I got the last bronze means the trampolines would be open now, but you're gonna find out very soon that's not the case. You have to leave the level, then they do like a whole reward, then they go ahead and tell you, oh yeah, you have this now. So I just want to waste your damn time. Okay,
Sully, here we
go. Oh, geez, another movie clip.
Congratulations, boys. You'll now be able to use the trampolines, so keep an eye out for them. Good luck.
Good luck. I don't know why you didn't give me these before. Oh, yeah, and now we have to beat Randall in a race. Head up goes fast, down goes slow. Get Mooney.
Randall! Get back here, you bastard!
Too easy.
Yeah, I hear you. So, did you see the life count? It's at 24. Yeah, this is a... Get away from me, Randall!
Not bad for a guy with one eye. You won't be so lucky next time.
No, stop! This game is determined on giving me a copyright claim.
Your satisfactory completion of the urban training grounds has earned you access to the desert training grounds lying just beyond this gate. Good luck. And remember, you can always return to the courses in the urban training ground to improve your completion level.
We're not doing that, though. I could. Sure, I could. Hypothetically, I sure as hell could. But instead, I'm going to complete these things. Why? Because I'm insane. And I want to waste everyone's time. I already scared the child in there, I think. Yeah, I did. So I have to go where trampoline is. I don't know why it hasn't given me a single coin. I'm thinking that it's going to give me them all here. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to be. And, excuse me, Wazowski? Wazowski. Well, I don't know, trampoline is, never mind. Oh yeah, it's one of them sliding things. I'm gonna have to slide with Randall. Oh, look at him. He do be Randallin' though. Yeah, that's a weird thing about many of these licensed games. Some of them do have the makings to be pretty alright. It's just they make a few missteps, right? And it's usually because they probably don't have, like, when it comes to these licensed games not ending up that well, it's usually not the fault of the devs. It's more the fault of the higher-ups not giving them enough time, or heavy restraints, and Randall's trying to murder me. Anyways, whee! Oh, god damn it! Honestly, they didn't really look like I went anywhere unless you were looking to the left. Because it seems like that was the only thing that changed. Alright, slow down to make sure I get these. Because I do not feel like going back up this stupid hill. Alright, we're good.
Not bad for a guy with one eye.
Wait, I successfully... Wait, hang on. Did it say all the monster... Hang on. That can't be right. It didn't give me like a... No, it didn't. Okay, I was gonna say. I thought it told me I got them all. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. Oh, there's Red Child. They merely spawned into existence. No correlation to the character spawn. What? Get up there, you. In retrospective, the reason this probably looked smaller is because I think I was playing as Sully, who is a much bigger character. And so it probably looked more narrow, but I'm pretty sure in my little kid mind it looked even bigger. Because I was a freaking pussy, that's why. Scared of everything. Hello, child, prepare to shriek. Did it. And he's there. It's some goodies. See, maybe some other goodies. Shriek, child, shriek for me. Implode.
for a guy with one eye.
Yeah, I sometimes do get myself worried a little bit, oh, shit. Like, where's the last red child? I don't remember where they are, but then I remember they only show up when you get the silver medal, to ensure that you don't get, like, the gold medal before the silver. Even though, like, if they were normally spawned, you totally could. Child, prepare to shriek. With my wiggly fingers, my squishy brain, my finger teeth, see? They look like fingers, but they're totally my teeth. I think there's a little kid that actually took that seriously. I don't mean like the joke like that. Oh, little kid takes a peekaboo seriously. I mean like a kid who sees like the most basic optical evolution, like, you know, the thumb disappearing trick that like anyone can do? You think a kid was legitimately freaked out by that? There's gotta be at least one. Gotta be at least one that like stays up at night and like wondering, how did they take their thumb off? Yeah, hyperventilate, mom needs to come in and give them a nice warm glass of milk to calm them down. Get up there! Get up there! Are you kidding me? Boxes. Red child. Alright, now we gotta find the last. The coins. Is that? I know there's another trampoline somewhere up here. Don't mind me, I almost broke my kneecaps. But then I drowned and dematerialized in water. Oh, now it's just to get up here. But then I missed it somewhere in the normal route then. You dickhead. Unless there's another trampoline. I'm thinking it's got to be in a box. Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. Yeah, I'm missing one. Look at that 1B. You know, I think it is. It's right here. This is it. Yep. I'm a genius by process of elimination. Alright, final child is in the ooze of yore. And they're doing handstands. Wow! They grow up so fast. Dickhead. I have done it. I have done it. My God, I did it. And do that 2 more times and you beat the game. I'm not kidding, that's all it really takes. It's just that. Literally the easiest game ever.
Hey, Kendall. Awesome mask. More of the moving will be heading your way after this.
During the time of Halloween, the big three would produce specials inspired by the season or even just a spookier episode to celebrate. Some have become traditions themselves, so let's go over just 5 of some of the best specials, starting with Disney channels. The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. This one in particular is about a pair of twins who live inside the Tipton Hotel, as their mother works there as a singer, so now they live the sweet life. In the episode, The Ghost of Suite 613, it is rumored that the Suite 613 is haunted, so Zack, Cody, Mandy, London, and Esteban decide to spend the night in the room as a bet to see which of the twins is more afraid of ghosts. This is one of the few times they would have a new set for an episode, as most of these family sitcoms will often reuse the same ones over and over, some for their entire series. The set is covered in cobwebs, dust, and a window that shows the nearby buildings. Even though this was clearly a set, it did give the impression that we were inside the upper room of a hotel. I would argue that in this particular case, it gave that impression better than most of the normal sets. You could argue that's one of the big reasons I put that on this list. Okay, tell me if this sounds familiar. A human boy lives in a fantastical world and is friends with a magical talking dog who has more experience and knowledge of this said world. Oh, and the dog is voiced by John DiMaggio. The boy has a crush on a girl in pink who knows more than he realizes, and every episode he fights creatures like wizards, vampires, and other mystical creatures. What show am I thinking of? American Dragon Jake Long, of course. I don't know what else could possibly fit that very specific description. Jokes aside, it's time we adventure into Halloween Bash. Jake's dragon form is exposed to the public, but he gets away with it as it's Halloween, so everyone thinks it's a costume. This gives Jake the idea to throw a Halloween party with both humans and monsters, but this couldn't come at a worse time as the counselors come to visit and see the party as irresponsible, so they take his dragon Chi away, but are taken hostage by the Hunts clan. After the 2002 movie Lilo and Stitch was released, a straight-to-video sequel was made called Stitch the Movie, released in 2003. But I guess this shouldn't be considered a sequel, as in 2005, they made Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch. So now we have a weird sequel predicament. First there's Lilo and Stitch, then Stitch the Movie as the second film, but then Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch is technically the third. This is just confusing. Anyway, Stitch the Movie acts as a pilot for the new TV show, Lilo and Stitch the Series. In the pilot, Lilo and Stitch learn that there are 625 other experiments that Jumbo Chukiba made before Stitch. Each has their own special ability, but are kept in these pods for safety. By the end of the film, all of the other experiments are freed, as the series is about finding each one and giving them a new home. The episode Spooky, there is Experiment 300, who can shapeshift into people's worst fears and nightmares. For Stitch, he's afraid of water, because of his molecular structure that essentially makes him sink like a brick. It's a cool idea for a monster, to take advantage of one's nightmares and using them against their opponents. A trope, but a very welcome one. Kim Possible is just your average girl, but she also is going on missions to save the world from villains like Dr. Draken, Duff Killigan, and Monkey Fist. In the episode October 31st, Draken and Shigo meet Duff Killigan to make a deal to retrieve a device known as a Centaurian Project, a bracelet that expands into a suit of armor when its wearer is under stress. It gets on Kim, and it grows when she lies. She lies to Ron to avoid trick-or-treating, and to her mom to avoid going to her parents' haunted house so she could go to her friend's party. As the villains listen in, it gives them the opportunity to attack Kim's friends and family, as they assume she's with them. Rewatching this episode made me realize just how well animated the show was. Characters are always moving while talking, they're really expressive, and the art style lends itself very well to dynamic poses and fight scenes. It also made me remember one of the most charming things about this show, and it's its villains. They're evil, but they have just enough cartoonish factors to be entertaining. When the episode ends, and all of the villains are heading to jail, they talk to each other about how disappointed they are that Kim lied to her family. To me, that's hilarious. Not just for the obvious reason that they're villains and that they're only doing what they do for their own personal gain, but also because Kim's a character that doesn't lie very often. It's funny because her lying is such a shocking thing that even the villains can't believe it. House of Mouse was a strange but entertaining cartoon. Mickey and his friends own a restaurant theater, as they show several classic shorts to their audience of Disney characters, along with creating new ones. You get to see all of these characters in the same spot interacting with each other as Mickey and his friends have to deal with their own problems. Its Halloween special is called House of Villains. The villains plan to take over the house during Halloween night, with Jafar acting as the ringleader. The song, It's Our House Now, is still stuck in my head. The shorts they show are all Halloween themed, whether that be the older ones like 1952's Trick or Treat, or new ones like a recreation of Hansel and Gretel starring Mickey and Minnie. I happen to own a VHS copy of this short. It's in one of those big white plastic cases that take up a lot of space, but are great for keeping the tapes preserved. The tape has a trailer for the first Kingdom Hearts in it, and in the case there's an ad for the GameCube game Disney's Magical Mirror starring Mickey Mouse. So, there were 5 Halloween specials from Disney Channel, but we're only 1 channel in, so stay tuned for these messages.
Celebrate Hauntoberfest at DisneyChannel.com/Hauntoberfest. Give us your spookiest shout-out, your most haunted holla, your creepiest cackle. With an adult, dial 866-469-3288 and let your voice be heard. Your shout-out might be played online or on Disney Channel. While you're there, dare to click on Return to Halloween Town. You'll find Return to Halloween Town exclusives, like videos, a magical creature quiz, a downloadable poster, and create invites for your very own Return to Halloween Town party to make your sinister screening totally spookalicious. Plus, a viewing schedule and more. Go to DisneyChannel.com/Hauntoberfest. We dare you.
Ooh. Talk to Mr. Byrne. God damn it! Oh, I just go outside. Okay, I want to get that card, though. Can I have that card? I haven't done a proper introduction yet, and it's because I want that card. I want the card. I'm not gonna do the missions because the one I'm at is the last one. It's the fucking impossible one. Yes! 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 Goodbye, Homer. To your death, I say. Ooh. Like I said, the mission they want you to do is fucking impossible for the last one, so there's no objective. I'm just gonna fuck around. That's all I'm gonna do. Because this is just one of those kind of games where it's just fun to fuck around with. Now, ooh, witch? Let's be on, woman. I could do some of the side shit, maybe. I don't know. I bet there is. I should take a look at Springfield. It's all freaking spooky. Out of my way, skeleton car, you piece of shit. Quit whining, we're all dying. Excuse me, yeah, no. Excuse me, no. Choosing the witch's broom wasn't a good idea. It's the equivalent of the motorcycle, and those things are hard to control. No consequence. I see Mr. Burns in the top left judging me. Not doing your objective, Mr. Simpson. I can't do a good Mr. Burns for the life of me. That's okay. I'm terrible at impressions, but I do them anyway. In the water I go. Oh, shit! Why would you... Okay, it just let me back over. Thank you. Out of my way. Yeah, it says the lady who just jumped out of the way long before I even got to her. I got bad reflexes. Sure you do. Sure you do. Anyway, let's take a look around. Whoa! Wait! No! I want boat ship. No! Get off! Damn it, down with his saddle. Out of my way, you. Look at me go. I have killed Krusty the Clown, it seems. I did say something back here. There is a race happening. Can I go there? Can I go there? I want to do the race. How shall I do the race? I can go ahead and try and... Ow, shit! Okay, I hear you. You dickhead, get... You absolute dingus. Well, I dodged that somehow. Now, can I do the race? Oh, how... What is a Simpson to do? That. Get zapped, idiot. I mentioned these vehicles are sometimes hard to control. This is where the race is? Who do I race? Who am I racing? A zombie? Okay. We shall race zombie. Ooh, hello.
Hey, zombie! See if you're working at the DMV now? Thank you. I do have nice brains.
Cross the finish line before the time runs out. Don't destroy your vehicle. Why? Jeez Louise! I must drive with perfection. That is not perfection.
Oh, I think I broke something.
It's okay, Homer. You're a cartoon character. There's no consequence. If you broke something, it will heal within the span of a few minutes. Approximately 23 plus commercial time. Unless it's a special. I'm smoking real bad here. Smoking. I like cigarettes now more than... Well, I failed regardless. Let's try that again, but this time less stupid. Can't do bits for the life of me. Go, go, Simpson. Go, Mr. Simpson, man. See, it wants me to do that jump. But if I do it, I crash into the wall, which, you know, harms my vehicle. Here, don't worry. I'll try and run into it not as hard. Yeah, is that good? That good for you, Master? Master Simpson? Oh, Jesus! Camera? Thank you. Camera! I mean, vehicle! Oh, whatever. Just go, Simpson. I'm evil Homer. We're doing it reverse. You kidding me? They gotta do another lap? Well, I've already lost. I've been sandwiched. Here, I'll jump over here. No, actually. Explore the level before attempting the mission. No thank you. I'd rather fail from my own ignorance and blame the game. Rather than actually try and do better. Zwee! Oh yeah, I forgot. Pressing it on the analog stick makes you honk. See, that's all you need in racing games. The ability just to honk. I don't know if like pushing into the analog stick was a good idea for that.
I'm not a very good driver.
It's okay, neither am I. My reaction time sucks. I haven't been in a big accident before though. I will say that. A fender bender, maybe one or two. Nothing lethal. But that just means I'm doomed to have an extreme one day in my life. The more I push it off, the worse it's gonna be. Pray for me. The dear Lord, pray. I'm not doing that again. Get out of this thing. Talk to Mr. Burns. I will not. The world is ending. I don't have to listen to my boss. What's the gonna do to me? The world's ending. No, sir. Sir! God damn it. Stop your vehicle immediately.
I have road rage and I know how to use it.
Excuse me, sir. Wait, there was another race. Oh, there's one up here, too. Okay, we'll go to that one. Ignore the UFO.
Okay, living dead, let's do this and get back to trying to kill each other. Sounds like plan.
Sounds like Clan. This one isn't time-based, so I'm able to dick around a little bit. Well, it depends on these racers. AI, I forgot. Are they good? Well, they're kind of mushing into each other right now. Well, don't worry. I'm mushing into other things. That just means I'm different. God damn it. I accidentally pushed the analog stick again. Are we going back to Mr. Burns? Is that where you want me to... Oh, well, I lost anyway. Get back in my car. What car? I bet you, but what car? Maintain control using e-brakes and power slide around corners. Nah, I'm good. Oh, geez, that was intentionally cool. I meant to do that, obviously. I meant to go on two wheels to dodge that vehicle in front of me. That wasn't just a fluke. I was just talking about. My mommy says I'm cool. I'm going to visit my family.
Wow, this car sure can take a beating.
Let's just see my Simpson home. Hello, skeleton. Maggie, what are you doing? Maggie? Okay, she's just, you know what, she's just having fun. You know what? Secrets between you and me. We don't need to tell Marge. We don't need to tell Marge the baby's swinging from the ceiling. Now, out of context, saying swinging by the ceiling can be taken into a different approach. But since there is a visual element that comes with it, I feel as if I'm free from that sort of criticism of joking about a very serious matter. What happened? Okay. I couldn't tell you what happened. The game didn't like the fact I was gonna do the game didn't like the fact I was gonna do a sick, gnarly jump, and just destroyed my vehicle as punishment. It's cool. Very nice. You, give me vehicle. I'm gonna do sick jump with it. This game likes it or not.
What, kid? I almost spilled my sundae. Can't you see I'm driving here?
Well, actually, no. You're not driving Homer. The skeleton is. You're just kind of commanding him. I mean, there's a gambling thing here. Let me gamble, why don't you? Wait, that's not the gambling thing. Hang on. We're gonna figure it out. I get to gamble.
Oh, I forgot my mission.
Wager race. Entry fee, 50 coins. Time to beat. Oh, jeez. You're gonna lose. Complete an entire lap. Okay. I'll do my best. Though I guarantee failure. See, these vehicles are faster, but they make you go all frickin' wibbly-dibbly-doo. And I don't like going wibbly-dibbly-doo. I don't know about you, but I just don't. Excuse me! Everyone out of my way. Oh, it's fine.
Drive, dumbass.
I'll tell you one thing. I suck at driving. Thank you for staying in my way. I try a mission? No, I lost 50 bucks. But you know what? I may have lost 50 bucks. But we can all agree, I lost 50 bucks. I forgot that when you're around a playground, you can hear children's laughter. Implying my boy is dead. Fuck! And pretty soon I will be. Death. Can I was up there! I want that card. Can I at least have that card? Can I have it? Ow. It's fine. Money is worthless in the apocalypse.
Where am I gonna put it?
Eh.
I keep making God madder and madder.
She just took off. Wait, is that her over there? Did she land over there? Because my mind, the old lady just fucking shot up into space. Alright, that's a good point there to spot on. When you shoot the old lady up in space, you can never top that. Just quit right there. You're done. You're never gonna top the old lady being shot in space as you hear a quiet scream. You're not. So it's
Marnie and her friends from Halloween Town are back. And this time they're headed for high school in Halloween Town High. Up next.
Now, some of you who may be familiar with Disney Channel may know about their numerous original movies. Now, we can debate about the quality of these movies, but I'd rather go ahead and talk about the history of a certain type of movie. The first movie came in 1983 in the form of Tiger Town. However, many of the movies that came during this era were called Disney Channel premiere films. They would go under this banner until the last movie in 1997 in the form of Northern Lights. As of the same year, they essentially changed the title from Disney Channel Premiere Movies to Disney Channel Original Movies, with the first one, ironically enough, being a Halloween special called Under Wraps. So I thought it'd be fun to go over many of their Halloween movies, because it seemed like they almost had one for every year for a long time. We're going to focus on the very first from Disney Channel Original Movies and go all the way up to the end of the 2000s. Let's begin with 1997's Under Wraps. Under Wraps is about a boy named Marshall who is obsessed with monster movies. Him and his friends discover a mummy that was essentially hiding under a dead man's basement. The mummy awakens and at first they're scared, but it turns out this mummy is not really that much of a threat. He's outright silly and clumsy. They decide to name the mummy Harold and have fun and go on different adventures. However, they soon discover that if they don't put the mummy back before midnight on Halloween, the mummy will be erased from existence. Next is a movie that most people associate with Disney Channel originals, and that is Halloween Town in 1998. A girl named Marnie and her little brother and little sister follow their grandmother home as they discover that she comes from a place called Halloween Town, an entire world full of Halloween creatures and monsters where it's essentially Halloween almost every day. 1999, we had Don't Look Under the Bed. A girl named Frances Bacon McCausland, yeah, that's her name, is essentially being blamed for pranks caused by the boogeyman. What exactly is a boogeyman inside this universe? Well, essentially a boogeyman is created when someone who made an imaginary friend stops believing in imaginary friends far too soon. Essentially, the imaginary friend takes vengeance in the form of a boogeyman. They even explore an entire boogeyman world called the Boogie World, which looks kinda neat for what it is. I've always loved these kinda twisted other worlds that are just parallel to our own. It makes the mind race while also kinda giving us new forms of nightmares. With the new millennium in the year 2000, we got Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. Adam and his older sister Chelsea are grounded, which kind of interferes with their plans. Adam wants to go see the Headless Horseman concert, while Chelsea has a date with her own boyfriend Peter. As a way to go through with their plans, they essentially try to get Mom out of the house by getting her to date this guy named Dimitri, but it turns out Dimitri is a vampire. They team up with a Van Helsing to defeat Dimitri. In 2001, we had Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge. Halloween Town's, well, Halloweeniness has been sapped away from it. It was made into a droll, boring place by the son of Calabar. Not Calabar, his son. Yeah, that's kind of strange for a title. And of course, Marnie and her grandmother have to find a way to restore the spookiness of Halloween Town. In 2002, we have the Scream Team. Two kids, Ian and Claire, essentially become Ghostbusters, but instead they're called the Soul Patrol. The Soul Patrol goes after souls that don't want to cross over to the afterlife. They do this job in return that their grandfather would be able to do anything he wants to before moving on to the afterlife. This entity named Zachariah, who is accused of killing his wife in a house fire, is going out of his way to capture souls for power. One of these souls just so happens to be their grandfather. 2003, we didn't have any, but in 2004, we had Halloween Town High, also known as Halloween Town 3. This one is a little disappointing, as it doesn't take place in Halloween Town at all, minus the council room, but that's literally just one room. Halloween Town is sending a few kids to the mortal world to get an education, as to see whether or not the two worlds can coincide with one another. This is the point in time when Halloween Town tried to become more like Harry Potter. After the Harry Potter movies started to take off, so many different companies tried to make their own interpretation, either by adapting other books that had a similar feel, or by turning already existing properties into something that's more reminiscent of Harry Potter, resulting in things like Narnia the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, and Halloween Town High. Halloween Town works because it focuses on the town itself. The main characters are merely exploring the town, acting as outsiders so that they can properly introduce the world to the audience. However, they learn more about their family and their connections, so they also protect it. But Halloween Town High doesn't really have much to do with the town itself, unfortunately. In 2005, we had Twitches. Twin sisters that are witches. Yeah, the 2000s had a big thing with twins. Just take a look at Disney Channel. We had Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and The Replacements. Return to Halloween Town, and return is right because we're actually in Halloween Town again, though it really is trying to be like Harry Potter as it takes place within this academy and not the town itself, and it's just pretty much a story about how one person wants to enslave all of the monsters in Halloween Town. It's unfortunate that Halloween Town just tried to desperately be the next Harry Potter, and of course it failed because you know why? People like the town itself. They want to explore the town. And not just one set location, and not the real world. If it means having a new set of main characters, then so be it. Speaking of sequels, in 2007 we had Twitches 2. Alex and Cameron essentially discover that their father is still alive, and is inside the Shadowlands, so of course they go and try and save him. However, the villain Thantos is also gaining power again. They have an easy way to fix everything, using a vanishing spell during an eclipse that will destroy everything in the Shadowlands. However, this will unfortunately destroy their father. So of course, they want to save their father and defeat Thantos. Unfortunately, that would be the last movie of the 2000s to be a Halloween special, as the next 2 years, in 2008 and 2009, there wouldn't be any. I mean, unless you count Wizards of Waverly Place the movie in August 28th, 2009, but personally I don't really. Just because it's Wizards doesn't mean it's necessarily Halloween. Plus, if they wanted it to be a Halloween special, they probably would have had it come out in October, and not have it take place on an island for a vacation. So yeah, that's all of the Halloween movies from under wraps all the way to the end of the 2000s. Some of the movies are alright, of course Halloween Town would be the most memorable one in most people's books. And yeah, for the quality of a lot of movies from Disney Channel, of course they're gonna be meh. They're gonna be mixed, going from bad to pretty good. Honestly, I can't really remember that many Disney Channel movies that are necessarily great. I mean, once again, I have nostalgia for Halloween Town. The older movies are definitely the ones that have the higher quality in my opinion. But I hope you enjoyed this episode, and don't worry, this won't be the last you see me. I'll be back sooner than you know it.
Ding dong!
You logged on to ToonDisney.com and voted.
Now, tune in to 4 straight nights of Toon Disney marathons featuring your most wanted villains.
You picked them, now you got them.
The Screaming Meanies Marathon tomorrow starting at 7, 6 Central on Toon Disney.
Alright, so, hello everyone. Welcome to the new podcast starring me and my sister Mina. And because we're siblings, she decided to call it Mom's Fastest Swimmers.
We were, in fact, her fastest swimmers.
We were, in fact, yeah, it's not wrong. I was originally going to call it Goth and Ginger, but then Mina just blurted the name out one time in the living room, and I just thought, you're a genius. And one idea I decided to have, while thinking of the podcast, is like, what if there are points where, like, we don't know what to say, we don't know what to talk about, right? Even though we do have a theme. Like,
I don't think we have a theme.
Yeah, well, I mean, for the episode, it's gonna be like, we already discussed this.
I mean, for what? Yeah, but I thought you meant like the whole thing. I was like, I don't think it's themed. I think it's just
Well, the certain episode is. I thought, what if maybe there are points where like we just don't know what to say because we don't fully plan. We plan like an idea of what we could be talking about. Like, oh, sorry, this one's Halloween stories and our times working at horror attractions. So I thought, like, what if there's a point we just don't know what to say or we go off track? I figured, what if at least one of us or both of us plays a game that relates to it? So for that, I decided to turn on Kingdom Hearts 2 and go through the first campaign of Halloween Town. But first I have to do the gummy ship mission, which is going to take like 3 minutes at best. So anyway, would you like to start? Like, what? You were the one who was in the Haunted Mill before me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how about that?
How about that?
How about that?
How about that? What do you say about that?
I don't know, like how you got into it, why you wanted to do it, when you did it, your experiences,
Well,
like the time you got punched in the face.
I did get punched in the face.
But before we're getting ahead of ourselves, so we need to start with how you get there.
How'd I got there?
Yeah.
How'd I got there? That's not how'd I got there? Oh, I'm having a stroke.
Oh, hush.
I'm having a stroke.
No, I'm having a stroke.
Is
I'm
it
the one who said how'd.
But why is my brain not processing? It's how I got there, right?
Because I'm a dingus, and I don't know, actually.
My brain disconnected from my mouth for a second.
Mina and I interacting for too long. We just become dumb and dumber.
Brain cells fail. We must have been the fastest swimmers, but the brain cells never followed.
We are our fastest swimmers. That's our greatest accomplishment.
To be honest, I don't remember how I got there. I think in my brain I just like showed up and started working, but I don't think that's the possibility of it.
I remember the first time we went there. I forgot like why we went there. I don't know. Maybe you wanted to go there.
I remember the first time I went there was when I was like 8.
And did I go with you that time or did I go after?
You went after that. I don't think Mom deemed you old enough to go yet.
Yeah.
I think what they were doing was trying to see if I was old enough to not get scared. That way they would know if you could handle it. But I got scared, so we didn't go back for like years, I think.
Yeah, and I got scared, but you guys ended up going through anyway, because I got scared by the first guy with the chainless chainsaw. I remember specifically, Mom was standing with me by the side, and a guy tried to walk up to us, because they have people just walking around outside the regular attractions, and she would always go in front of them and say, "Stop, he's scared."
Well, that's kind of the fucking point. Are we allowed to cuss?
Yeah, but yeah, we're allowed to cuss.
Okay.
As long as it's not the first 2 minutes, which we're far past that.
What do you mean? What?
For some reason, YouTube's algorithm, it detects like swearing within like the first few minutes. It will... Oh, Jesus, this thing.
So like if the first words out of my mouth as soon as we started like fucking cunt, they're gonna take the video down?
No, not take it down. They're probably gonna like age restrict it at best, which limits advertisements. But, fortunately about that, is that I can censor that. And censor like people's names that probably don't want to be mentioned, stuff like that.
Well, I don't care if they don't want to be mentioned. Is that rude of me?
Probably. No, I mean, like, if we... people could probably go after us, like, if we misconstrue a story by accident. Hypothetically, they probably could go after us for defamation of character.
Well, I'm not going to say anything rude about anything unless they deserve it. But some of the stories that are going to be told about the Haunted Mill probably should not have people's real names.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll code it. We'll know what we're talking about.
Or we could just say the names now, censor it. I could use wacky cartoon sound effects. Or since it's Halloween, I could use stock screams.
Just like, ooh.
Ooh.
When did I start the Haunted? I think I was in 9th grade. So I was 14.
When you were in high school. What was that like? What was the first few years like?
At the mill?
Yeah.
Well, the first year, and I worked everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, like, well, we only worked in the mill building, which was like, do we have to explain to them what the mill building was?
Yeah, we probably should.
Okay, so the Haunted Mill had, like, when I started, 5 attractions. It was the Haunted Mill, the House of... I'm putting this down because I keep...
Yeah, I keep hearing you fill with the lid, and I'm not sure if that's getting picked up.
But, it was the House of Eyes, but I think it was called the Dark Room at the time. I don't remember. But that, the Haunted Mill, the Terror Trail, Hayride, and Mall's Crazy Maze.
Yeah, so there's 5.
And the Haunted Mill was like the main building. It was the original building on the property. It was the real mill on the property. It still had like the mill in the water. I'm not even sure what they made there. I'm assuming paper because of the location, right? Paper mill?
Yeah, it would make sense.
But if you worked in the main building, it was... they made it seem like it was considered the best of the spooks.
It really wasn't.
But honestly, it was just like you just got tossed there because they had no room anywhere else for you. And the women were not allowed to work in the Terror Trail at the time.
Oh yeah, because wasn't there like sexual harassment cases going on there?
Yes, people were getting drugged into the corn.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Oof.
But
it's a miracle that place was even still going afterwards.
And back then you didn't have to like audition. You just went and
I mean,
they
for a
gave
while
you a spot.
When I was there, I don't think you did you?
I don't think so. I think they do it now because of the new ownership. But back then, you could just basically show up and they'd be like, "Oh, you're gonna be good for this spot."
Yeah, and we'll go over the ownership soon. We gotta go over the time I joined in.
But when me and Taylor went, we signed up. We signed up to work together.
Yeah.
And so when we first got there, they put us in the jail cells. And then after that, they moved us to barbershop. And then we
just like the fact that I burp and stare just straight in the face as I did it, and you just didn't even
It doesn't even
acknowledge
faze me
it.
at this point. Your bodily functions are just absurd.
I just look me in a dead in the eye and go, ugh, and she just continues talking.
I love that you're looking at the computer like they can see us. They cannot see us.
I'm looking at the wavelengths on here.
Don't you think it would be funnier if they could see us, though?
If it was like live, like a stream?
Yeah.
I've thought about doing streams. I
Not
think
like a
streams
stream,
would
but, like,
definitely...
Have you seen other people's podcasts? Like, you've seen podcasts before, right?
What, do they have like a live studio audience?
No, like, we can cut this out of the thing, right?
Yeah,
okay,
why
so,
not?
like, there's a podcast that I watch. It's called Basement Yard Boys.
Yeah.
And basically, it's just this dude and his best friend, and they're sitting in his basement across from a table at each other, and they're just heckling each other back and forth. Just, like, talking about things, but then they, like, make jokes. But you can only see them. Like, there's no audience. There's no other people in the room. It's just them.
Right.
And it's actually quite entertaining. I don't know. I think that would be funny.
It would be funny, but we don't have the stuff for that, unfortunately.
Don't you have a camera?
We do, but you said that, like, they're separated by, like, rooms.
Well, we wouldn't have to be... No, they're not separated by rooms. They're sitting at a table together.
Oh. Ooh! He
And
just jumps in.
I think there's 2 cameras on the table. One facing at him, one facing at the other one. But we could always sit next to each other.
Yeah, why not? Well,
That'd be
I
sweet.
definitely would need to get a new camera. This one I've had since 2013, and the battery is basically dried out at this point.
Well, we should also stream on Twitch. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to put anything like this on Twitch, because I've streamed on Twitch just by myself. Anyway, moving on.
Oh, yeah.
So...
The same goes for YouTube. You could stream on YouTube, too. And it'd probably be better for YouTube, because, like, that's where most of our audience is.
I only stream on TikTok right now, but that's where my audience is, so...
Yeah. And see, you criticize me about bodily functions.
My bodily functions are precious, because I am a princess, and
Oh
where
my
princesses
God.
burp, unicorns and rainbows live. That's my
Alright.
theory on that. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about?
We were talking about whoever other podcast that was. So, you were talking about someone else's
The
podcast?
Basement Yard.
Yeah. Are you were allowed to bring that up? Because you said, like, could this be cut out?
Oh no, because it doesn't make any sense, because we're just rambling at this point. So it's like if you
Well,
want
like, I think it makes enough sense. Like, I don't think... As long as we don't go off track for, like, 10 minutes straight.
Yeah, you could probably mention them. I
Yeah.
don't think it matters.
Yeah, that'll be a nice shout-out to those guys I just forgot the name of.
The Basement Yard.
Who?
I can't remember their real
The
names.
Attic Boys? The Living Room Fellas?
The Attic Alley.
Then, after this was... well, yeah, did you finish your stories?
I can't remember if I did. I just know
Okay, what
for
about the time you
years-
got punched in the face?
That wasn't until you worked there, because I
so
worked...
we're getting ahead of ourselves then.
Me and worked for 3 years together before you even started.
Ugh.
Because you didn't start till I was a senior. So me and were there for 3 years, and we worked... We got
Yeah.
permanently put as mad scientist, and that's when you started.
Oh. Interesting.
Nothing really interesting happened when me and Taylor worked there together. Except for the one time, this guy... So when we worked in the barbershop, do you remember the barbershop, how you go down the stairs, and it was like down in the basement?
Yes.
And like there was a... I'm trying to explain it so like maybe they could visualize it, but there was like a platform above. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so...
Rickety looking thing, too.
Hang from that platform above until I started screaming on the barber's chair, and then she would drop from the thing in front of people.
That was high up, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but she would drop, and one time she dropped in front of this big dude. I mean, this dude was probably like 250 pounds, like 6'4", like big guy, right? Like
We need a
like,
brief description. Okay, he's white, he's got brown eyes, he's got blonde hair. I'm pretty sure he lives in Canada.
Shrek is a human, if you will.
Shrek is a human.
And he was with his like 5-year-old son, and his son saw feet, so he didn't get scared. But the guy didn't see him, and when dropped down in front of him, he dropped to the floor, got up, ran, and left his son, and straight up pissed
Get
herself,
fucked,
like
kid.
actually peed, and had to call her mom to come and bring her more pants because it was so funny to her.
Should we bring up, like, how pees herself a lot?
Oh, yeah, I don't think that she would care.
Okay, so we had this friend, just in case, I think maybe we'll cover the name. Just in case. Because I know we haven't talked to her in forever.
We can call her Princess Pee Pee Poo Poo.
Or Halloween Town, wee!
So Princess Pee Pee Poo Poo used to pee herself a lot.
She would just laugh at the tiniest little thing and just go, I peed!
It was she had a bladder control problem.
Yeah, and it's like anytime she would sleep over at the house when we were kids, she would always bring an extra pair of pants. She would bring an extra pair of pants to school, right?
Maybe? I don't know. I know she brought pants when she came over to our house. I don't know if she did to school. Maybe. I do think she peed herself at school once or twice, but don't quote me on that because I don't exactly remember. It's been a long time.
Yeah. Well, anyway, eventually in 2011, when I got to freshman, I finally got over, like, a lot of my fears. Because I was a pussy boy, a pussy little bitch boy.
Little bitch boy.
Yeah. Like, a year before, I got scared by Haunting in Connecticut. I fast walked out of the theater.
Okay, but Haunting in Connecticut was a little bit creepy, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, it was. The thing that got me was the guy with the white crabs on his legs. For some reason, that's what got me. What?
What?
Yeah, there was a scene with, like, white crabs on his legs. He's hallucinating on them.
What are you talking about?
Haunting in Connecticut.
I got that! You don't have to repeat the damn title, but I don't know what you're... White crabs.
We haven't seen the movie in forever, so maybe it's not white crabs.
Are you talking about the right movie?
Yeah. He's like in some kind of place where he's getting help for something, and he just hallucinates. Yeah, and he's getting treatment for that, and he's in the waiting room. He hallucinates these white crab-looking things on his legs.
Why is my brain not registering that is a thing? The only thing I remember from Haunting Connecticut is him running down the street with all that, like, you know, like he has that writing on his skin.
Yeah.
And like, one fine day in the middle of the night, 2 dead boys got up to fight. Oh, I should not know that by heart. What the hell? I can't remember what I had for breakfast, but that shit just came out of the deep dark pits of my fucking brain.
Oh, don't worry. There's a lot of stupid shit I remember out of nowhere. I can still recite most of Linkin Park's Numb, if I really wanted to.
But can you still recite the Star Spangled Banner? Because I can't.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, so proudly we...
I got yelled at for not putting my hand on my chest once.
What was the... Oh, I pledge allegiance. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Because, like, it's your American right if you want to stand for the national anthem. You don't have to. But schools made it seem like you had to.
I feel like you're, tiptoeing over the edge of what you should and shouldn't talk about right
Yeah,
now.
you know what? Just getting a little too political.
Yeah, you're playing fine.
Alright, so let's switch over to a non-political topic. By the time, I started to work at the Haunted Mill, I was not a little bitch baby anymore. It's 2011. Notice how long this cutscene is, by the way? That's Kingdom Hearts for you. I haven't touched any buttons on the controller for God knows how long. Oh, wait, it's finally happening.
I wasn't paying attention to the game.
Yeah, well, look how big Jack is. He comes out of the box.
He's a big boy.
He is a big boy.
A long boy.
And everyone's got Halloween costumes here. Anyway, so 2011, I finally decided to join the Haunted Mill. And I worked in the same attraction, also called the Haunted Mill. And I was put at first in what was called... God, what was that room called? The very, very first room I was in the control room, I think.
The control? What?
Yeah, so this room with, like, the shaky bridge.
Oh, right after the jail cells.
Yeah. It was like, but he didn't deem me good enough for that because I didn't know how to scare. At first he said, you're not scaring people enough when they walk into the room. So I start shrieking at people when they come in. He's like, that's a little much. So they put me into a different room. I forgot what the room was called. It was before the tree room.
Downstairs, right?
Yeah.
Downstairs or upstairs? You were downstairs.
Yeah, I'm downstairs. There was no upstairs in my area because I was in the outer parts.
I want to say they called you the Undertaker.
Did they call me the Undertaker? I can't remember that.
I think. I don't remember. I worked before you, right? Downstairs? Or after you?
I think before. In fact, I think he might have been the one that took my spot in the control room.
I can't remember.
I remember we all used to take breaks in, like, this, grassy part that was in between the rooms. Anyway, my thing, I had an Organization 13 coat that I just happened to have before because I love Kingdom Hearts. Of course, it's what we're playing. Goddamn, get over here, you. Anyway, and I had a Freddy Krueger claw. And my thing is that because, like, they had, like, this was a cheap-made place. They had, like, a carpet for the door. And people had to push through. I would stand behind it, and when people started to come, I would breach my head between the carpet and the doorway, and just go, ah! Or something like that. They always tell me to say something, but I can never think of what to say. I would go, boo! One distinct memory I do have is, like, there was this one time, this girl, a teenage girl, was coming in, and she looked kind of scared. And all the other guys are like, dude, you should scare her. So I just walk up behind her and go, ooh! And they all just burst out laughing. That was the moment I realized I made a good decision being here. Oh, jeez. Eventually, I got moved into the tree room, which they called it that only because, God knows, there's a tree in there.
I don't remember the tree room.
It's because it's not that special. It's literally a room with a tree, and that's it.
I also didn't venture very far out of the mad scientist room.
Yeah.
Like, ever.
I don't have that many stories being there because I was only there for 1.5 years.
Jesus, I was there freaking ever.
Yeah. You want to talk about the time you got punched in the face?
Sure.
That's a good story.
So I got punched in the face. I think that was the year you started.
Yeah.
Whenever stopped working with me, pee-pee poo-poo pants, you know what I mean? Princess pee-pee poo-poo quit. And then I worked with
yeah.
And we were working in the mad scientist room, and when you went into the mad scientist room, there was like a little nook outside of the mad scientist room to hide the what the heck are they called? Oh Jeebus!
Jeebus!
The sensors for the air cannons.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah.
hid those, and if you climbed over the air cannon sensor, you could go behind this nook and they couldn't see you, but there was a window in there that you could see them coming up the stairs. I would stay in the mad scientist room, and when she would scare them, then I knew that they were about to come through the little thing, but they legitimately could not see me coming. It looked like a wall. So I popped out in front of this kid, who shall not be named, but I do know his name. And as soon as I jumped out in front of him, I jumped out and started running at him, and he just socked me straight in the nose. And the blood was coming out of my mask.
You got a bloody nose?
I got a bloody nose.
I forgot about that part. You think I'd remember that as your dear loving brother.
I had that ugly ass... Do you still have that? Or did that...
It's probably in a tote.
Well, I had that
not all
ugly
my
ass
masks are available.
witch mask.
Oh wait, there's a thing.
And
I have to use one. I have to hurt myself.
I took off my mask, and I was bleeding, and he was trying to apologize to me, and all I said was, "Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Just go." And then that was it. But that's the only time I ever got hit.
There was a time I got yelled at, but... Okay, you remember the time there was, like, buses upon, like, drunk people?
It was always, every weekend.
Well, yeah, but, like, one specific time. So, of course, they all would start funneling in. It'd be non-stop. And, of course, like, the first guy comes in, for some reason, it was a little confusing to people. Which door was the next one? Because they'd be right next to each other.
Well, honestly, all the doors kind of look the same.
Yeah, that too. And the door people we use for breaks was supposed to be locked. For some reason, whoever was supposed to lock it didn't. Could have been me, but I'm also going to point the blame towards other people because that's my American right. Anyway. So, what do? The first guy goes through the wrong door, and he just starts walking off to the grassy fields. And I tried to stop him. No one would listen to me. Literally a line of drunk idiots. They had me like... Yeah, they were just going and walking or looking around. And eventually I got the attention of one guy, patting him on the back, be like, "That's not where you're supposed to go. You're supposed to go through here." And he just yells out to everybody. And these guys are fucking heckling me. Be like, "You idiot, you let us go through the wrong place." And I'm like, oh my god.
Well, you know.
I tried. I really did. I tried to get their attention.
Do you remember? I don't know if he still did when you worked there. Probably. I think so. With the age gap. But do you remember when you used to work there dressed as Chucky?
Yeah, that was when I was working there.
Chucky, when he first started as Chucky, was like before I even started he was being Chucky. He was like 6 years old as Chucky. And honestly, he scared more people in a day than the adults that worked there. Like, he was terrifying. They gave him a chainsaw, which I don't know why they gave that small child a chainsaw.
Well, it didn't have any chains, so it was harmless.
So if he was outside, he had a chainsaw. If he was inside, he had a knife.
Yeah.
And he would just come out of nowhere and scare people. Like, he used to slide underneath the escape doors and come out in front of people. It was amazing. People were terrified of him because he was so small. He looked like he could have been Chucky.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember the one time he brought his chainsaw inside, even though he wasn't supposed to, and followed them and chased them outside, and then turned his chainsaw and chased them the whole way to the parking lot.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
There is one experience at the mill that we should talk about, but I don't know how to talk about without directly talking about people. And if said person ever watches this, they're going to know we're talking about them.
Are you talking about these stomach pumping thing?
Yeah.
I thought about that, but I wasn't sure. Because, like, you got a good point. Like,
no matter how we word it, they're going to know we're talking about them.
Yeah. So we probably shouldn't.
Well, just know there's a juicy little story about the mill that we can't talk about. There's another story that I want to talk about, but I don't know if we should either.
Which one's that? I could censor this part out if...
Did you hear about the pissing in the Mountain Dew?
Yeah, I was there for that.
You were there when he pissed in his Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
No way!
For those who don't know, we had a bunch of heckling friends. This one I think is fine because it's not like one kid was sent to the hospital for the first one. So I think that's a major difference. Anyway, this 15-year-old boy is super excited to see Santa Claus. Anyway, we had a bunch of heckling friends around my age, and one of them decided to get like one of the friends' Mountain Dew, go around a corner and just take a piss in it, and let him drink it.
That's because they had an issue. They had drama.
It was a lot of drama.
It was so much drama.
Yeah. It was always drama back then. That's why I'm glad high school's over.
I remember him coming to me. The one that did the pissing.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to say names. But the one that did the pissing.
Yeah.
Came to me afterwards and was like, you'll never believe what I did today. And I was like, what? He's like, I pissed in his Mountain Dew. I was like, why? And then he went on his whole like drama thing, and I was like, was it really worth pissing in his Mountain Dew? He was like, yes, it was. And you want to know why? Because he drank it. And I was like, that's foul. You're disgusting. You should not be proud of this. And does he know he drank it? Did he get sick?
I don't know.
You were there.
Well, yeah, but I wasn't there when he actually, like... I was there working there, but I wasn't there.
Did he physically ingest it?
I don't know. He probably could have made some shit up. Anyway, despite being a Halloween special, now we're in a Christmas town. Over there!
Over there!
You see the very obvious small town where there's nothing else for miles? After Donald Duck just says, where the fuck is his workshop? But where do you think, idiot?
How'd this man get dressed up like a reindeer?
They sometimes got costumes depending on the worlds they go to.
Well, what the hell is that? I show up places and I'm not handed costumes.
What the fuck is this shit?
I'm just not cool enough for that. You know what I mean?
Guess not.
Not a celebrity.
What other... Okay, so that's a lot of the stories from the Haunted Mill.
I don't really have much more, honestly. That could be talked about, but due to the fact of...
Yeah.
Like, legality. Like, I feel like we couldn't go over because of the legal...
How about we describe the Field of Screams? Because that's something probably more people know about. Oh, no, wait. You know, I should talk about the last time I worked there. This was in 2016, yeah. So, I decided because it had been a year since I moved back to Pennsylvania, I thought, I might as well go back and work there. So, for those who don't know, the guy who originally owned the Haunted Mill had passed away. And eventually it got under the ownership of this lady named Kim's Crypt. Kim's Crypt already owned a few establishments, some in Maryland and whatnot. And for those who don't know, because the Haunted Mill never made that much money, there couldn't be upgrades. But because now it was owned by Kim's Crypt, they were actually able to. And there were a few changes, actually. I wasn't put into the Haunted Mill, I was put into House of Eyes this time. Oh yeah, and I was the first guy too. The first guy anyone would run into. Yeah. Back then we used to get paid only by the end of the month for volunteer, but this time it was like a weekly payment, which was pretty cool. I remember, but it was like a really long drive away. It was like an hour-long drive. I don't know why the fuck I did it. I also worked at Walmart, which was like an hour-long drive. So I was full of all sorts of bright, smart decisions. Lack of common sense here. Anyway, one specific memory. My goal was I was the mortician. I would be in a room with a coffin, and it looks like it was ready for a funeral, and I would make death puns. Like death jokes as I'd shout, like, "It's your time!" or something like that. One guy comes in all by himself. He couldn't have been like in his 30s, maybe 40s. I do that, and immediately he looks at me dead in the face, super pissed off. I just came back from a funeral, right?
Then why would you be there?
And also, how would I know? I don't even know your name!
So you should have said, like, no, I don't know.
I was just so dumbfounded, because you're right. Why would you go to a place like that reminds you of something that you just had to, like, you went to a funeral, you probably don't want to be reminded of death. Let's go to the Haunted Mill!
Were you there when the maze was still inside?
I don't know.
It was like the second room in the Haunted Mill. Like, when you went in first, there was the dogs at the first entrance.
Yeah.
And then there was a maze after that. I don't think it was when you worked there. I think it was the polka dot room when you worked there. But... Oh, yeah, the polka dot room. I remember that. Well, it was the maze when me and first started there, and they used to just... Because the maze was pitch black, so people would get lost in it.
Hang on, can I explain something real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
For those who don't know what the polka dot room is, it's exactly what you think it is. A room full of polka dots.
And the guy was dressed?
In polka dots.
In polka dots.
Oh my god. Sora's so excited he's running in circles.
But they would put me in this in the maze.
Yeah.
And then they would paint half of my face in glow skull and half of her face in glow skull, so it looked like two floating glow skulls. Well, one day they didn't paint our faces. They just sent us in there and told me to sit in a corner and cry like a baby.
So which you were good at. You were really good at.
Super good at for some reason.
Yeah. Can you still do it? Try to give an example.
Oh god, I don't know if I
can. That's exactly what you did. She was doing this. There was like this small little shack. It was like a small independent store, like right in the corner where the Haunted Mill was. We would always go there to get snacks when we were hungry. And one time, me, Mom, and like the other girl were there. And Mina just kept doing it the entire time. Mom was getting so annoyed, and I'm just laughing my ass off because everyone's just looking like, "What the hell is going on?" And there's like, and all of a sudden, the 16-year-old girl just walks up, passing by, making those noises with the biggest grin on her face.
Well, they put me in the corner and they were like, cry like a baby. So I cried like a baby, and every single time I would do it, people would walk to the corner, assuming that someone had left their child in this room, because they couldn't see me or because they never painted our faces that day. So it was just like, we were in this pitch black room, and then as soon as they would get close enough to me, I would just run at them like full speed. And for those of you that can't, well, you can't see us at all. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the size of a small child.
People think I'm the big sibling.
So it looked really scary when I would run at them because they thought I was a child, and I was not indeed a child. Well, I guess technically I was kind of still a child.
You were a teenager. This isn't a Halloween story, but you want to talk about the time I was confused as a girl and you got confused as a boy?
At the damn flea market?
Yeah.
That was the worst thing ever.
I went to sell a few things to flea market, which I regret. I hate selling my old games because eventually, look, I just spent more money getting them back and getting expanding my retro game collection. So what was the point in selling them, right? I personally believe you shouldn't have to sell things that are important to you unless you really, really have to. But anyway, it was that point in time I did, and we were carrying stuff in. Or we were leaving with stuff. I can't remember.
We were leaving.
Yeah, I was the one carrying everything because it was my stuff. And one guy looks Mina dead in the face, and says, "You're making her carry everything?"
I was so dumbfounded.
I was too. Well, I was used to people confusing my gender because I was like I wore skinny jeans. My chest popped out. I was extremely skinny. I had like what people would call the bisexual bob. For the hairstyle.
The bisexual bob.
Yeah, that's a thing. People like when girls have hair that are like this short, but like kind of poof a little bit. People call that the bisexual bob.
I would say it's more of the Lard Farquaad, but okay.
We have different things in our head, but clearly.
But I don't look anything like a boy.
No, that's what dumbfounded me.
Right, I was so confused. I was in full like feminine attire. Well, I never really looked that feminine.
Well, true. You're wearing a dang button-up plaid shirt right now. That's lesbian 101.
I don't know if that's lesbian 101. There's a little step before that, I think, but it's close. It's on the list.
They're going to get a lecture.
Ah!
That was Mina's response to getting a lecture. Santa Claus is real pissed. He's gonna give Mina a lecture, and she just goes, "Ah!"
I don't care for your lecture.
Oh, I'm sad now. What other stories do we have involved? I think we've talked about everything we could with the Haunted Mill.
Yeah, we should talk about the other horror attractions in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we didn't work at any of them, by the way. No. I don't think. Did you?
No.
I didn't. But I wouldn't mind working at, like, Field of Screams. Field of Screams is much bigger. You see, like, pamphlets for it in Maryland, too.
Yeah, but it's so far away.
Yeah. But it's worth it. It's better than Haunted Mill.
I don't want to speak on the pay, because I don't know, but I don't know if they pay you there. I wouldn't say that they do. Someone said they pay hourly at the Field of Screams. Like a regular job, like you get paid a wage.
Yeah, I would assume just because it's a bigger, more well-known place, they're able to have proper marketing for it.
Well, but they still have children working there.
Well, yeah. Children can get paid. You could be 16 years old working at Reagan McDonald's.
I guess you're right. Well, Field of Screams, I don't know. I've been to Field of Screams so many times, I think I'm immune at this point of being scared of Field of Screams.
Yeah. It's fun. I say it's more of a fun social gathering.
The best one I've ever been to is Shocktoberfest.
You know, this guy's getting shoved in the air so much, I'll just shock him. There we go. Anyway, yeah.
Have you ever been to Shocktoberfest?
No, actually, I don't think so. I could be wrong.
The Shocktoberfest is like, I want to say it's bigger than Field of Screams, and it gives you the options that you can paintball gun zombies.
Ooh!
And that was really cool. It was a lot scarier than Field of Screams too, because I don't know. There's just like more actors involved. I guess there's not a lot of empty spots. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we're back at Halloween Town. We gotta get Lock, Shock, and Barrel because they're being little pricks.
Were you there with us when we went to Jason's Woods?
I don't know.
You know what was scariest though? That's not a haunted attraction. I don't know if we're supposed to talk about this on the internet. If we aren't, take it out. When we broke into that asylum.
I don't see what. Well, like,
you posted a whole damn video about it, so.
Yeah. We were just urban exploring. People do it on YouTube all the time.
I know, but that was scarier than most haunted attractions.
Honestly, yeah, just because like it was the uncertain. Like when you go to a haunted attraction, you know it's fake. You're paying for it, right?
But that was creepy. Honestly, I would do it again.
Oh yeah, I'd want to do something like that. Maybe not specifically that one. Maybe like a different place.
Oh, that one has 22 buildings to explore. We only went in the one.
I don't know. I didn't know about that.
And I'm gonna tell them. I'm telling them. I'm
do
doing
it.
it.
Do it. Do it.
I was.
Do it, woman.
Intoxicated.
You were?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, I was intoxicated before we got in the car to go down. I was not driving. I was in the back seat. But I was kind of sober by the time we got there. But all I remember is you motherfuckers sent me down into the morgue by myself.
Hey, I was down the not completely down the stairs.
He wasn't. He was at the bottom of the stairs waiting for me to come back as I'm aimlessly walking towards the morgue. And then I came back scared because it was, I don't know. People said I was being weird, but the morgue just felt weird.
It was weird, right?
Like when you went down the stairs, it just felt. Is that weird to say? Like it just felt eerie.
No, you know what? I'd say that's actually normal to say.
I don't know, it just felt wrong. Also, when we went upstairs, it felt wrong, too.
Oh, interesting.
But Zach saw an entire person that we didn't see.
I did?
The guy that was sitting on the log smoking a cigarette, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
No one else saw that guy.
Yeah, I did. I don't remember completely, for some reason, but...
I just remember running and then throwing ourselves into a bush.
Because yeah, but there were just other people going to that same exact place.
Yeah.
I remember like hiding in the bush, and soon as like realized they're just regular people, I stood up with my hands in the air, saying, "Police, put your hands in the air!" See if I could freak them out.
The last time I went down there, we got lost for 2 hours in the woods. It was no fun.
Jesus.
You weren't there for that one.
7 Gates of Hell?
No, well, you were there. That was hilarious, though.
Yeah?
No, that was the last time I went down to the asylum. Me and my friends got lost for 2 hours.
Oh, jeez.
7 Gates of Hell. We were lost for more than 2 hours.
I will say, I did, there was a point in time where I knew these two people, where I was friends with them. I met them online on Facebook. Of course, I'm not going to say their names, because they were a couple and they broke up, and it's been a while since I've even talked to them. I'm still friends with both of them on Facebook. I just don't really use Facebook that much. But anyway, they invited me to go urban exploring in Virginia, which is like 2 states away, and this is the first time I meet them in person.
Well, that was a very brilliant idea.
Yeah, but it was fun. I even sat down in the back of their car thinking, like, there's a chance I could be sacrificed.
Especially
Whatever.
since you're being taken to an abandoned building.
Yeah, but we just went there to go urban exploring. It was really fun. They showed me all sorts of stuff. We did it multiple times, too. We would go to, like, multiple different places, different asylums and warehouses and whatnot. It was overall just a good time. There was, like, a road we were walking on once, because there was, like, multiple buildings. Mm-hmm. They were all abandoned. I can't remember if they were, like, an asylum or something like that, or just a factory. They told me, whatever you do walking down this street, do not turn around. I'm like, why? It's like, they say that if you turn around, there's going to be like a black figure and you're just never not going to be able to see him ever again.
That now makes me want to turn around.
Yeah, but I just kept forward. I'm like, okay. I ain't fucking risking it.
Did you ever go with us to Centralia?
No, and you never took me ever since. I really want to go to freaking Centralia.
Well, you can't now because they have it guarded. And they dug up the graffiti highway. So.
What? Oh, that might be. You should put that in a museum or some shit.
Well, they don't want us going there anymore. Well, technically, people aren't supposed to be there anyway.
Well,
it's dangerous.
What's life without a bunch of dangers out there?
Well, I've been there like 3 times, and I can tell you, it didn't seem that dangerous, but they say that it is because there's gases coming out of the ground.
This gas is coming out of my ground, if you know what I'm saying. It doesn't mean I'm fucking dangerous.
It's stupid. What was the other one we went to? Shit. I'm trying to think of... Fuck nuggets. Do you remember that time that you fucking almost left me in my own car?
I forgot I was gonna bring that up, but I wanted you to finish your story first.
Oh my god.
I can't remember exactly where we went.
It was just like an abandoned house. Because it was like 5... How do we code that name? Black Lagoon.
Black Lagoon.
Do you know who that is?
Yes. Maybe. Wait. No.
I dated her.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It was 5 minutes from Black Lagoon's house. So it was back in the woods.
Black Lagoon. This is when I was visiting you when I was still living in Washington.
Yes.
That's how long ago this was. Jesus Christ.
So there was this abandoned house back in the woods. It had a barn and everything, and we knew it was abandoned because we've been there before. And Zach...
Hi.
didn't want to go in or something?
I was being a pussy.
So we were like, okay, just stay in the driver's seat of the car. That way, if anything happens, somebody's in the driver's seat and we can drive away. So we go in the house. Something happened, and 2 of the people that we were with started running towards Zach at the car. I was still on the porch with this other kid, and the kid that was on the porch with me hit his head on the top of the porch and almost knocked himself out. So I was laughing and running and pissing myself at the same time. I became Miss Pee Pee Poo Poo Pants.
And I started driving away.
He started driving away before I was even in the car. So I was running, and then Black Lagoon was like, just get in the car. And I was like, well, I pissed myself. And she shut the passenger side door on me because she didn't want me sitting on her lap with pee in my pants. But yeah, Zach was ready to full-on abandon us.
Because it was funny. No, because I was terrified.
It was kind of scary, though, because we were not 100% sure that it was abandoned.
Yeah.
Like, we thought it was, and we'd been there multiple times, but there was still stuff in the building.
Yeah. Why are you looking at me like that?
Waiting for you to talk.
What do you want me to say?
I don't know. You just looked like you had something to say.
I didn't. I thought your story was still continuing.
No, that was it.
Alright, we need to think of more things involving Halloween, because we only just got to the halfway point of Halloween Town. We gotta face Oogie Boogie still.
More things involving Halloween.
I remember when I was little, when we went trick-or-treating, I tried to make my own costume at one point. Because I really loved the movie Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. And that was like the live-action one that was weirdly sexual. And they had a lot of the monsters come to life. And I liked the Tar Man. Or what's his name? Was it really the Tar Man? The big black blob looking thing. And with the singular eye. And I just thought, that thing looks really cool, I want to be that. But of course there's no costume for it. So I decided to make one. So I got a square box, drew a circle, that was the eye, and tried to put a cloth over it. But I just ended up looking like a sheet ghost, a black sheet ghost with a black head.
I do not remember that at all.
It was very uncomfortable, because I didn't plan for it accordingly. What did you go for? What's your favorite thing you went for as Halloween?
Ever?
Yeah. Because I don't remember many of them. I remember went as Yu-Gi-Oh! At one point.
I don't remember a lot of them at all. I remember I was Hermione one year. Back when Harry Potter first came out.
When I was a teenager, I was Sora. Oh yeah, I remember. Here's a Halloween story. So this is when I first moved to Washington. We actually arrived on the day of Halloween, but because the people who were at the house that sold it didn't want to leave just yet for some reason. I don't know if they weren't ready or like maybe packing wise or something like that. But we had to stay in a motel for a couple of days because of that. And it was right in the middle of Centralia. Not Centralia, Pennsylvania, by the way. It's Centralia, Washington. So I figured, oh, it's the day of Halloween. I might as well, because I had my Sora cosplay packed, I might as well get that out and just do some trick-or-treating. So I ran around. I was by myself. I looked like a fucking dork all by myself because I didn't know anybody. I still remember, for some reason, I'm very fond of the first few days I was in Washington because for some reason, I was just in the motel room, going for walks afterwards because there was that skate park like behind. And Mom decided to get me a PS3 to compensate for, like, the fact that we were going to be there. Not that I was upset, but I wasn't going to say no to a dang PS3. In fact, that's the one I'm playing on right now. And I played a lot of games on there. I remember Katamari Damacy. No, it was We Love Katamari. I forgot. Mirror's Edge. That was one of them. Killzone 2. I still have a lot of these games, by the way. Except We Love Katamari. I'm looking for We Love Katamari, because I love that game.
You're speaking in tongues at this point. I have no idea what you're talking about.
We Love Katamari is the game where you're like these little green tiny man. You're pushing a ball around, and the ball essentially, like, just anything it touches, it gets essentially like absorbed into the ball, and it becomes this bigger mass of like junk. It's a very simplistic looking game by its style. It's very weird, very Japanese, but it's fun. It's a really fun game. If I ever find a copy, we should totally play it on the show one day. Because I think you would just have a blast with all the visuals. Oh my god, there goes girl.
It's his lover.
Jack, please put more leaves in my ass. Fill me up some more.
What?
Oh god. Jesus Christ. You should have told us sooner. I don't think we have any specific Halloween memories besides like trick-or-treating as kids.
I don't even remember trick-or-treating all that much.
I remember some of it, but not much.
Like, I remember going trick-or-treating, but I don't remember what I was. I remember one year I was Paris Hilton, and I don't know why I was Paris Hilton. Yeah, it was like one of those years that I went to house for her, like, hayride thing. Queen Pee Pee Poo Poo Pants.
I keep saying Pee Pee Poo Poo Pants after you say her name, as if that makes a difference. Oh, by the way, full person's name. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Princess Pee Pee Poo Poo Pants. As if it makes a difference.
Good. You never know, if you're gonna bleep out her name, then all they're gonna hear is Pee Pee Poo Poo Pants. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll try and edit it my best, but it's just funny how you just. Oh, by the way, Bobber! I mean, Mrs. Pee Pee Poo Poo Pants.
When was I last year?
I didn't go last year. I was in here, in this room.
I was Blossom.
You were Blossom from Powerpuff Girls?
Yes, and then...
They're making a new one of those. They actually got the original creator involved.
I think was Professor whatever his name is.
Plutonium, yeah. Who was, the others?
Was Bubbles and was...
Buttercup.
Or the other way around, I can't remember. Which one's Bubbles, the blue one?
Bubbles is the blue one,
Bubbles
voiced by Tara Strong.
Bubbles was...
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. But we only went to a bar thing. It was like a bar crawl.
Oh, yeah. What about that thing you went to like a couple of days ago or last night? Well, it was not last night. Day before.
Was it last night?
I actually don't know.
It couldn't have been last night.
No. I'm just... My brain is rotting.
No, my brain was rotting because I couldn't remember if it was yesterday or not.
Anyway, we're going to see Oogie Boogie explode in a few seconds. Look at him run around. Whee!
Maleficent! That's Mom in her final form.
Her final form. She transcends into Maleficent.
Yeah, she's evolved. That's what I hear.
That's what I become in my final form.
What are you talking about the other day? Remember when I went to that parade?
Yeah, that parade. Why not tell that story? Of course, like, there's a lot of people involved, so you might want to be careful. And we barely know these people, so...
Bloop blop, bloop blop, and bloop bloop bloop.
Blooper 1, Stubert 3, and Qbert T.
Let's see, how can I talk about this without saying names?
Oh, wait, look at, here it comes. He's gonna explode.
Look at him, shake it, woo!
Boom! He shook it so hard his ass exploded. Anyway, continue with your story.
A friend of mine, I guess you could say.
A very good friend, Winky Dinky Doo.
Winky Dinky Schloogly Doo. Invited me to go hand out candy at a Halloween parade. I did not know what I got myself into. Because the invite was, you're going to ride in the back of the hearse with my kid and throw candy. And I was like, oh, alright, I'm just holding the door open and throwing candy. No! That is not what I signed up for. I showed up, and I was not in costume, because I didn't know I was supposed to be in costume. So then they put me in a slutty cop costume.
How slutty we talking?
I mean slutty. Like, it's zippered all the way up the front. Slutty. And,
yeah, uncomfortable.
And I put, you know what I used to do to my face during the Haunted Mill?
Yeah.
When I would make it look bruised?
So you did that?
I did that to my face, and then I had to walk beside the hearse and throw candy. It was really cool though, because the hearse was playing music, and then like her dad and brother and uncle were driving these motorcycles that like shot flames out the back.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool. There's another one next week, and apparently my friend might be blowing fire.
Oh, do they know how to fire breathe? Because that's very dangerous.
They're gonna figure it out, apparently.
They're gonna figure it out.
Hopefully she doesn't breathe in, because I heard if you breathe in when you're doing that, it can, like, inflame your lungs or whatever.
Well, yeah, it's literally fire going into your body, I would suspect.
Thank you for the science lesson!
Well, by my hypothesis and my calculations, if you ingest a flame, the flame will then expand. However, since there's a lack of oxygen within your tummy, the flame will essentially go out, but the damage will still remain.
Alright, Bill Nye, calm down.
No. I'm gonna admit it right now. I don't think Bill Nye's show is even really that good.
I don't think Bill Nye's a real scientist.
He only has 1 degree, and there's like a boxer I've seen. Someone made a comparison on Twitter. Bill Nye only has 1 degree, and it's not even like a lot of stuff that he talks about. It's in engineering, yeah. And there's like a boxer out there, a famous boxer, has like 5 more degrees in the fields that Bill Nye claims to know about. And it's just like, I'm sorry to anyone who's super nostalgic about the show. Like, the only reason people like the show is because it was something that the science teacher put on when they didn't want to teach the class.
Bill, that's all I remember.
But would anyone even really watch the show if it wasn't? Would anyone even really know about it? Because it really wasn't that good of a show.
Where was it? Was it on TV?
I don't know. That's the thing. Everyone just remembers it from like it being put on TV in the classroom.
Yeah, I think it was just like he recorded it and it got sent to schools, maybe.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like specifically for science class.
Yeah.
But then why was he really got famous off of science class then, if that's the fact? Because
pretty much.
Everyone knows who Bill Nye is.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm curious. Hand me my cellular device.
Here's your cellular device. Go ahead and put in the calculations and the commands.
I want to know if it was on TV. You know what's really cool to watch on TV?
Yeah.
Bob Ross.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, look at this scene. Look. Okay, so you remember in the movie, she's showing her leg, right? Not like that, though. She doesn't throw it in front of him, and he goes, "Ooh, what's that?" She, like, puts it out in such a way it's like, oh, so scandalous, and he thinks it's a beautiful woman. So, that recreation of that scene makes no sense. Anyway, we're gonna fight Oogie Boogie now.
I'm gonna dress as Oogie Boogie for Halloween because I feel like I would look really good in a burlap fucking sack.
I think we all would.
Okay, what am I doing? Bill Nye.
Bill.
Was Bill Nye on television?
You know, if you're gonna be Oogie, I could be Jack Skellington, but with a bit of a belly.
Apparently... Okay, first of all, they're making a new Bill Nye special for 2022.
Of course they are.
I don't understand why they're doing that. But
because nostalgia, simply that. And this is coming from the guy who talks about nostalgia a lot. But hey, I have my limits.
It says it aired on TV September 10th of 1993 and continued until 1998.
Well, what channel? Like PBS?
It's not telling me. What channel?
I'm assuming PBS, because that's where like a lot of people who didn't have cable... Like, everyone had access to PBS, because that was like a non-cable thing.
It was PBS.
I figured. So...
And then he had another one called The Eyes of Nye. That was also on PBS. And the new one that's coming out is called Bill Nye Saves the World.
Oh, yeah, because he's trying to go for the modern crowd, and
that was
he literally just spends his time talking down to the audience.
You know what I think would be an interesting show?
What?
If Elon Musk had a show.
I'd be curious about that.
But like a reality show like The Kardashians.
Yeah, good point.
Like they just followed him around on his day-to-day. Like, he can't live a normal life. There's no way.
I really don't think he would. I'm curious just for that. Like, say what you want about Elon Musk, but I'm very curious about that sort of thing. I'm very curious about his day-to-day life. Because the man is a genius. Say what you want about, like, his, like, certain things, certain qualities. He is a genius. And
I just want to know, because there's no way he wakes up and, like, eats avocado toast for breakfast. No, the man is eating space food. I refuse to believe anything else. He showers in, like, moon dust.
He showers in moon dust.
He's not living a normal life. There's no way. And, like, what do his kids do? Where do they go to school? Does he just teach them himself because he's a fucking genius?
You know what? He could.
Do they go to public school? There's no way.
I don't know. That's a good question, especially the one kid. I have one kid that's named, like, X-Ash12 or whatever, is so gonna be bullied. Like, I feel bad for that kid. They're gonna be bullied. There are so many kids' names that, like, I feel bad for. Like, imagine naming your kid Karen back in, like, 2010. You couldn't be like, oh, nothing could go wrong, and then, like, Karen becomes, like, a meme 10 years later. Be like, oh, you're such a Karen.
If I meet a fucking 10-year-old named Karen, I'm punching it in the head.
Why?
Because who? There's no children named Karen anymore.
That's not the fault of the kid, Mina. You punched the parents for that. How dare you be named what you are, child? Let me punch you across the fucking head and throw you across the fields.
I'm gonna do this to you.
But even if he gets bullied in high school or whatever, he's still rich.
This is
like,
true.
You can bully him all you want, but he's
Yeah,
rich.
but he's also probably gonna have a lot of like fake friendships. Like people are gonna be only friends with him because like, oh, you know Elon Musk.
Like, have you ever heard of like the celebrities that sit on like in interviews and they say that they were bullied in high school? Like, that's nice you were bullied in high school, but like now you're Harry Potter, so it doesn't really matter.
Now you're Harry Potter. Now you're literally fucking Spider-Man.
Right.
Okay.
Like, you may have been bullied in high school, that's nice, you went through it and everything, but you're fucking Spider-Man.
Oh,
now.
boo freaking who, you got bullied.
You did a 3-movie special with, now you have millions of dollars and you're mad because you got bullied in high school? No, I shouldn't say that, because honestly being bullied in high school is really a traumatic experience.
It is.
And they're very lucky that they went where they went then.
I'm just gonna say, I don't remember that many good experiences from school. I can't. Most of the stories I have are terrible, and just of the system being god awful.
Well, everybody goes through shitty shit in high school, but we don't all end up being Spider-Man or Harry Potter.
Yeah.
You know what
I mean, I would argue there are some people that have better experience, especially if you're a jock, right? So, no, I'm not asking. I'm just trying to say, like, if you're a jock.
I was gonna say I'm a little bit small for that.
Is he over on the far side? Yeah, he is. There's a whole mechanic of this boss. You gotta switch aisles to golf in boxes to make him fall out of his little thing. But anyway, anytime I think about school, I just think about like all the issues that came with it and whatnot. And I feel like if you have a good experience in school, it's either because you were the popular kid, you were a jock, or you had really good parents or something like that. Like really good as in like rich parents. Because honestly...
But then don't you think that Elon Musk's kids would have a good time in school because they have extremely rich parents?
Yeah, probably. But I'm just saying, like, the overall school system... One major flaw that comes with the school system I've learned is that a lot of schools, including, like, the one we went to, Spring Grove, they don't care about, like... They say, like, oh, we want to make this an anti-bullying place, or we want to go ahead and make this about, like, the education, but... It's clear that all they really care about is their image, and when it comes down to it, their football team is a part of their image. They want their football team to succeed because, in their mind, it says, like, oh, the football team's doing well, that means the school's doing well. So they'll literally let the football team do whatever they want. They'll rarely ever reprimand them for anything. There were times where, like, me and my friends got yelled at for simply standing by by the cafeteria table right before dismissal. The same guy would just have a chat with the football team, like members of the football team who were doing the same exact thing. And so here's my thing. Here's my theory, or like my thought. If like a lot of people, like schools would assume that like if people see a good football team at a school, that means it's a good school. I'm going to say the opposite. If that school has a good football team, that probably means they let them do whatever they want. They let them bully the shit out of kids with little to no punishment. So I recommend going to schools that have terrible football teams, because at least then there's a good chance they're being reprimanded.
You do know that our football team was awful.
Yeah,
we never won a game.
That's why it's not necessarily a guarantee. But they definitely did let them do whatever they want.
Sorry, my toe hurts.
Yeah. So anyway, we're at the end of the level. This is the last cutscene of Halloween Town. That means we're at the end of the podcast. We went for an hour.
An hour?
An hour?
A marathon. Rallied.
I mean, to be fair, that's how long most podcasts are. Most podcasts are like an hour long.
Dude, I watched one the other day that was like an hour and a half long.
That's a little much for me.
But it was funny though, so it was like worth it. You know another podcast that I watch a lot?
What?
Bailey Sarian.
Bailey Sarian.
She is fantastic. She talks about true crime and things like that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Santa Claus is being all nice, which is kind of not really in his character for the movie.
Random question.
What?
Are those ninja throwing stars on the wall?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've had them for years.
I feel extremely safe in this house.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw them into your eyeballs when you're least expecting it.
If you ever wanted to like commit complete homicide of the entire family, you could without warning. We wouldn't even notice.
Probably, but I don't have those thoughts.
No?
No?
Oh.
Whenever I'm pissed off at you guys, I usually just come back here and just get on the computer and try it. Like, I just go on YouTube. I don't look at my blade and be like, this is the day. I got this for this reason.
I could just stab her.
I could use that one, or that one, maybe that one.
Ninja throwing stars? Should be in the kitchen. Dink! Straight to my forehead.
I can dual wield a bunch of swords.
You could just like, do you have nunchucks?
No.
You don't have fucking nunchucks, but you have Throwing stars?
That's because I collected knives and blades. Well, I probably should own nunchucks one day. I wouldn't mind.
Your hair's so long and your beard's cut perfectly with like the weapons that you have. You're like the beginning of Mr. Miyagi.
I'm Mr. Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi before he was Mr. Miyagi.
I'm pre-Mr. Miyagi.
Pre-karate.
Pre-karate.
Yes.
Well, I'll be sure to get a black belt soon.
Don't get a goddamn black belt.
Why not?
First of all, I feel like you're too old to just start now. You know?
How come? It's never too late.
Is it?
I don't think so.
I don't know why my brain thinks that you should start things like that when you're like 5.
It's probably because, like, whenever you see, like, karate classes interpreted in movies, usually it is kids, but...
Well, when you drive past karate places, it's mostly kids. Like, what if you'd be, like, only adult in there fighting 5-year-olds?
I'm sure, like, oh, by the way, Jack's gonna be sacrificed. Look at him glow.
I think it would be cool to be sacrificed, but I'm not pure enough for that.
Sora's gonna do it. He's gonna sacrifice him.
My question...
This will make you shriek.
I have a question before we stop doing this.
Yeah?
Sacrifices, right?
Sacrifices, am I right?
If you're sacrificing something to Satan, how come it has to be pure?
I'm assuming... And this is coming from someone who doesn't know jack about this stuff, but I'm assuming if it's pure, then that means it's, like, not of sin.
But you're sacrificing it to Satan.
Yeah. So it's like it's like opportunity for him to corrupt it. Like, that's one less pure thing in the world.
And what makes holy water holy? Can I just buy... Oh,
Now
this is a real question.
Yeah.
Hold on, I've been thinking about this for days. Hold on. I'm getting excited.
She's getting repositioned. Alright, Rick from Rick and Morty.
When are we getting some Szechuan sauce?
I'm fucking dying over here. So, hear me out. Can
Yeah.
anyone make holy water?
I don't think so.
I'm getting out. I don't know. Do you need does it have to be a priest? Does it have to be the Pope?
Let's look it up.
And also, where can holy water come from? Can I just get it out of a creek? Does it have to be out of the sink? Does it have to come straight from the Pope's bathroom? I need to know. Like, what makes holy water holy? And what does it supposedly do? If you throw holy water at me, is it just gonna cleanse me of all of my sins?
Holy water in Christianity, water that has been blessed by a member of the clergy, and is used in baptism and to bless individuals, churches, homes, and articles of devotion. Natural...
So, like, hear me out. I could throw holy water on my strap-on. It's an article of devotion.
You know what? You may have a point there.
I feel like I signed my contract out right then when I said that.
Probably.
God was like, you think you're coming? Pitchforks are out.
Anyway, that's it. I love replaying Kingdom Hearts 2. It's my favorite single-player game of all time. I've replayed... I know this game off the back of my hand, and there's a lot to it.
I don't have anything to say about it, to be honest with you. I was just waiting for you.
Alright, let's, well, that, my friends, was, the first Mom's Fastest Swimmers. We don't have an outro. Like, we didn't plan any of this.
It's just... this podcast is proof that it's not always the best to be the fastest.
Being the fastest is our only accomplishment. Yeah. What are your goals? What are your achievements in life? I was the fastest swimmer amongst a million.
Swallowed.
Yeah, I wasn't swallowed.
I don't know if that's an accomplishment.
Yeah. Would you want to do another one of these right away, or wait until?
Sure, but what are we gonna talk about?
Yeah, that's the thing. Anyway, toodaloo, frickin' cupcakes. We'll see y'all in November. November. Or December, it depends. I don't fucking know. A lot of shit gets in the way here. Wow! You can tell it works because it actually has the Nintendo logo at the bottom. For those who had a Game Boy Advance, you know that if you don't see the Nintendo logo at the bottom, it means it didn't work. For some reason, I'm not sure if that was intentional, but it was like basically the unofficial universal sign that the cartridge didn't read.
Yes, we are playing Danny Phantom, the ultimate enemy, but not in a traditional way. We need to go passwords. I'm not sure if it's going to let me do this, but if you go put in Rush. Oh, you can choose to play as Dan? That's cool. I didn't know you could choose to play as Dan, but hey, let's go to the Ghost Arena. Characters level. Let's set them at, let's make it 10. You know, we're not doing this to be like, we're gonna do the impossible run. We're just doing it. And we're gonna play as Danny just because that's the default. I am the bags! Oh shit! Get over here. Hey, quit being off screen. You know, box ghost, think of it. The screen is a box. There you go. I had the reason with him. You remember like early seasons of Danny Phantom where the box ghost literally like rocked Danny shit a few times? That was like that was fun, even though he was treated as a joke even then, because he was always meant to be the joke character. He was still like, it's still capable, and nope, there it goes. Phased out of existence. Oh, I don't restore health? Oopsie poopsie. I'm gonna face now. Alright. I'm not even giving you the chance, lady. Nope. Wait, what happened? Change back. I didn't mean to do that. My finger slipped. My dad works at Nintendo. Gotta time my jumps better on this. But hey, I'm doing it. Alright, fight 3 is... box lunch. Hello. You cannot defeat me. I am main character. There we go. Dematerialize, why don't you? Alright, now it's Technus. Controller of all things mechanical and whatnot. And apparently like the only one that had multiple forms throughout the series. Which honestly was kind of cool. I mean, it made sense. He was the technology-based ghost, and tech, like, upgrades very often. Doesn't take long. Remember when everyone on TV used to make jokes about, oh, what's the iPhone 10? No, wait, now the 11 just came out arbitrarily. I mean, it's true. Goes without saying, Technus would be way more of a threat today, and I don't know why Danny's running. I'm not touching anything. Alright, now it's... Walker. Go get him. Ow. Oh, jeez, leave me alone. Stop it. Stop whacking me. This guy might be a challenge, just maybe not for the right reasons. Walker so far is the only one that's actually presenting a challenge. I mean, he was always shown as having the upper hand, considering the only time you really had to face him was in his prison. I'm frozen in time! Alright, we're against Clockwork. Hello. Doesn't matter if it's past, present, or future. Punches are timeless. But rocket launchers aren't. This motherfucker's blowing out shit. See, I meant to do it that time because I honestly thought for some reason it regained health when you're in human form. Apparently I was wrong. I figured out your pattern, you... Oh, shit! There we go. Can I have my health back, please? I think I earned it. No. Well, hi, Skulker. You gonna kill me? I think you're gonna kill me. Why'd I do that? No! I got him, right? Oh, jeez, can I have health back, please? No. I'm dead. This is it. I don't know who I'm facing. Skulk Tech. Okay. Yeah, I'm fucked. I got some health, look at that. I don't know how, I don't know why. But he's got that move, and that's gonna kill me. I remember that specifically. And he did just kill me. He did in fact just... He did in fact just rock my shit. But it was only 10 minutes in, so... Let's go for one with Dan. Hello, you. Ow! I think I found the secret. When they're at one frame or they're frozen, they're invincible, but if you just wait a bit, you can continue hitting the shit out of them. Look at me. I figured out your secrets. You cannot defeat me. It only doesn't help when they're off screen like that, so just wait. Wait, and then whack. Wait, and then whack. Wait, and then whack. Go run back. Whack. Wait, whack. Wait, whack. Oops. I killed him off screen. I found the exploit. I am God now. Watch as I destroy you, child. Alright, now just go over here. Alright, do it again. I win! Get over here! You think the result will be any different? No. I guess another thing you could do if they're getting too close to the side of the screen is get on the other side of them and then do it again. So yeah, you really can just put them all in a loop. I screwed it up there, but you see my point. Challenge? What challenge? I am tactical. I know what you're gonna do about it. Even your bodyguards can't help you. He did. Hello, Clockwork. He's the exception. He's the only one that doesn't go into this rule. Because he does that before, but we have an exploit for him. We have our own exploit for him. He is unique in the sense he has his own. He always spawns in with that axe strike. He wouldn't be so easy if he came in with other things. His entire thing is time, right? You could perhaps bring in the hydrogen bomb. Or, I don't know, a gun. You literally have abilities of time, my dude. Why not a laser that just disintegrates me? Or the fabled freeze ray? I don't know. It just seems like you can't think of that far. I'll hit him with an axe from medieval times to really show that I'm all time-themed. No one will understand. They'll just think I'm Future Man. I gotta throw some, you know, past stuff in there. Oh, I guess that was my inevitable fate. Alright, then there's Skulker. I love you. Oh, shit! Oh, I'm dead. Even though I'm a ghost, it's kind of redundant. Alright, now I'm confident I can beat Skulk Tech. I'm not going off of like one-hit juice. I think this guy's still a dick anyway. Yeah, because of that move. Yeah. He's still a dick. Still a dick. Come here, dick. Come on, be a dick down here. Doesn't... Higher doesn't mean it's bigger, friend. Okay, so he will retaliate if you hit him too many times. Because I could do the full combo on him, like this. But it seems like with the second time around... Oh, nope, it worked. There we go.
On the ground, you. Stay down, worm.
Who am I fighting now? Valerie. More specifically, the cool post-future Valerie. But she's like the first boss in the game. I don't know why she's set up as the 9th here. Because she's easy since she's the first boss. Even though Valerie was very capable in the show. Am I the only one that noticed, though? In the show, like, Valerie's figure was, she was a little wider, right? Okay, not fat by all means, alright? But in her suit, it seemed like she was, like, skinnier somehow, right? Am I the only one that noticed that? Did the suit just squeeze her real tight? Hey, don't look at me, Vlad made the suit. This lunch lady. She also has minions of yore. And she'll just be in the air, I guess. So, she's probably going to be a hassle to deal with. Oh, this lunch lady she is. She's actually pretty tough, I'm not gonna lie. I'm having a hard time with the lunch lady here. But it seems that once you get her into a similar loop, you're good. Oh no! Don't do that! Don't just... No! Cease! You're a boss that regains health! Lord of mercy! Who am I facing now? Oh, we're facing Vlad. Hello there! I wonder if you're gonna... No! He has a shield. Well, we're fucked. We're fucked. I've never fought him before in this game, so we could very well just be fucked. Also, look at... Oh my god. He regains health if you hit his shield! Oh! Well, shit! You clever, clever man! It seems like he'll just pull it out whenever he wants, though. Yeah. You dickhead! Vlad. First, the lunch lady just regenerates her own health. Now Vlad has a shield, and if you hit him, he regenerates health. Okay, so we found an exploit for most of the bosses. All the others kind of don't apply. And so, how many is that? That is the ones that don't apply Clockwork because he teleports away, but you can put him into a similar loop. Lunch Lady because she's in the air most of the time, and she can regenerate her own health. Skulk Tech just because of that arm move, and Vlad because of his shield, but it seems like all of the others all go into a similar rule. Walker's a little more tough just because there are more enemies surrounding you, but if you like jumble all of his guards with him, you can hit them all at the same time. So it's just like, yeah, I've always said Danny Phantom the Ultimate Enemy is a pretty alright Game Boy Advance game. I mean, not perfect by all means. The fact that most of the bosses can be beaten by a single exploit kind of shows that it's not the best by all means. But, you know, for what it was, it's still good. I never did a rush mode. I didn't even think it would work because a lot of those bosses you actually encounter in sort of like a second playthrough of the game, which I didn't do yet. I didn't know if it would let me, but it did. But it did. Very cool. Very cool. Now it's time for Nickelodeon's Halloween specials, so let's just jump right into it. An entire show about fighting ghosts? Well, of course that's perfect for Halloween. The entire series of Danny Phantom is practically a Halloween special, but they do have one episode that is centered around a holiday called Fright Night. Danny and Dash challenge each other to create the scariest haunted house, but Danny realizes that it might be harder than expected. He hears of a sword from the Ghost Zone that can improve his attraction, but when released, it awakens the Fright Night. The Fright Night uses his sword to send his victims to a plane that reflects their worst nightmares. The Fright Night himself would become an important villain in the series, as he would work with the Ghost King, or Pariah Dark, in later episodes. Despite being made in 1999, SpongeBob is often credited as a face of the 2000s, much like how Minecraft is seen as a 2010s game despite being released in 2009. SpongeBob has quite a few Halloween specials. The first is 1999's Scaredy Pants. SpongeBob keeps getting spooked on Halloween, as he has a reputation of being easily scared during the season. Determined to prove everyone that he's scary, he gets the help of his friend Patrick to dress up like the Flying Dutchman. This is followed by I Was a Teenage Gary, an episode where both SpongeBob and Squidward slowly transform into snails, much like his pet Gary. These episodes, along with a few others, were released on a DVD called Halloween: 5 Spooky Tales in 2002. When it comes down to the most practical element to be a bender of in Avatar, it's water. The world is 70% water. Ice and snow are water. There's even water inside us. In the Season 3 episode Puppet Master, Aang and his friends find a mysterious village that's been the victim of several disappearances. They meet an old waterbender named Hama, who offers to teach Katara on her waterbending. Of course, Hama is the kidnapper, and uses a method called bloodbending to get her revenge on the Fire Nation, thus leading to a battle where Katara must fight fire with fire, if you catch my drift. Despite Nickelodeon's love for 90s nostalgia, it seems that they often neglect some memorable faces, such as Angry Beavers. For their Halloween special, The Day the World Got Really Screwed Up, the Beavers decide to go trick-or-treating, as they end up inside the home of their favorite famous B-movie actor, Oxnard Montalvo. They go inside, wanting to meet him, but they end up starring inside their own B-movie plot, as monsters attacks due to an alien invader. I love the style shift in this episode, and how Oxnard and his crew are amazed by the Beavers' cartoonish appearance. It really just feels like a completely different show was playing, and the Beavers just walked right into it. You could probably put the entire series of Invader Zim on this list. Their Halloween special has Dib constantly flashing between the real world and a grim reflection of his own. It's revealed that what he's being thrown into is actually his own mind. They went completely all out with these gnarly monster designs, and the set designs look incredible as well. I often look at this episode for a lot of inspiration from my own content.
This Halloween, whatever you do, don't answer the phone. Unless you say,
Nick or treat! Sorry, Dad.
Nickelodeon presents the Nick or Treat Sweepstakes. You could spend Halloween trick-or-treating with these celebrity ghouls from All That. And you could also win this vault. filled to the top with Hershey's chocolate bars. To enter, look for specially marked packages of Hershey's chocolate bars, or send a postcard with your name, age, address, and phone number to Nick or Treat Sweepstakes, P.O. Box 10909, Rochester, New York 14607. You can also log on to Nick.com or check out the October issue of Nickelodeon magazine for official entry forms. Then on Saturday, October 26th from 9 to 12, watch Nickelodeon and stay by the phone. If you are one of 500 kids who answer Nick or Treat when we call, you'll win a personal stash of Hershey's chocolate bars and qualify for the grand prize. Remember, don't answer the phone unless you say.
Nick or Treat.
Brought to you by Hershey's and the place where only kids win, Nickelodeon.
Welcome back to Screaming Skeletons 2000X. Here is SpongeBob with Nicktoons. Glob. What's it called? Fuck. SpongeBob with Friends, Globs of Doom, the last entry of the Nicktoons Unite series, and the only one to feature a particular series, Invader Zim. So of course, what other spooky world to go through than Zim's world? Or Zim's town. I don't think the town ever got a name, did it? Oh, I forgot there are like 3 levels to it. Jeez. I don't know if I want to do all of them. It would take a bit now, wouldn't it? Alright, let's try and do all of them. Sure. I'm not gonna like it, but... Because honestly, this game is boring. I only wanted to do it because it fits the theme, and I wanted, you know, something Invader Zim related for Screaming Skeletons, and there is no Invader Zim game, believe it or not. There is no game based on Invader Zim outside of like, oh, okay then, thank you. That's cool. That's riveting. Just spawn me and have me hit a fucking rock immediately. Thank you for that. Zim's double jump noise literally just sounds like he's constipated. I mean... Okay, goodbye. I don't care, goodbye. Ooh, what? Is that a trophy of some sorts? Get. Give me. It is pretty collectible. Okay, bye, Technus.
From saving me. If you think you can manage it, a rescue would be worth the name.
Almost slipped. I say as I fall into the pits of goo. Do not knock me into the pits of goo. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, I don't even need to deal with this. Excuse me. Just gonna collect some coins. I get it. You destroy. Okay, I forgot. There we go, okay. I forgot how to ground pound.
Watch your step.
Okay, thank you, Technus. Very polite of you, Technus. Very sweet of you. What a nice boy.
Take that, button. Slam on the button so we can leave this foul place. Our place to put a button.
I'm just gonna keep talking about buttons all day. Yes, I like talking about buttons. They are my favorite subject, of course. Did I ever mention my love for buttons? Excuse me.
Take that, button.
I like buttons. Did I mention my enjoyment for buttons? Let me go into great detail about my love for buttons. Top 10 buttons in games. Number 1 button. I'm sure there's at least one guy who made a top 10 buttons in games. Ain't gonna be me. Even though I probably could think of some. Like the ones in Portal. The pressure plates in Minecraft. Those are quite iconic, if you will. And also the buttons from this game. You know, because they give them proper praise by having the characters not shut the fuck up about them. Obviously. Excuse me, sir. I have buttons to push. Excuse me. You're not a button, thus I will not push you. Ow. There's no button here. Smash, like you would buttons. Funny you bring up buttons. Buttons just so happen to be my favorite subject. Why am I collecting these coins? Because they kind of look like buttons you would put on a shirt. Oh, a switch. It's not a button. Okay, okay, I hold it. That's not a button, though. No wonder I was having trouble. You know, I mash buttons. You don't mash switch. Thus, reason why they are inferior to that of buttons. Yes, Technus, I will mention buttons for the next 5 minutes. That's why you went ahem, right? Because you were disappointed by my lack of button knowledge. Ooh, big boy. Excuse me, though. Bye-bye now. Ah! You! Oh, that was close. Don't make me fall just because you're a dick. Oops. Oh, okay, they didn't kill me. I thought it would. There you go.
Excellent rescue. Now back to my invention.
Oh, okay. Apparently I hit a wall. It's okay, I made up for it. By collecting pennies. No punishment whatsoever. Punishment, what's that? Consequences? In games? Never heard of it. The most that ever happens is, hey, you know, let's see. Worst that happens is, well, apparently nothing. Because it just let me through that time. And oh, that is not a flattering portrait of Tack. I'm coming to get you. You look kinda sweet tonight, huh? You just look out your window and this man staring at you. Look at him. That you can't tell me that's not the face of a creepy guy who's just gonna peer at you through your window. In fact, let's switch to him, shall we? You want to see my juju? I sent you a picture of my juju. Please answer. Okay, yeah, we got like Glep's alien ancestors here. Excuse me. Thank you for that. Shooting me out in the sky like an asshole. Thank you for that. Shooting me out of the sky like an asshole. I don't need this treatment. Actually, you know what? I'm curious now. There's no way it's gonna let me. And of course it didn't. Okay, can I do it? I mean, there's no consequence. Literally none. I just lose a little bit of pennies and that's it. Oh no, I dropped my pennies. Okay, I made up the difference. Excuse me, Zacadal creatures. And the family-friendly version of that one enemy from Dead Space. You know what I'm talking about.
When did pulling a lever get so hard?
Oh shoot, there was a trophy down there. I fucked up. Can I go back and reset it? No. I guess I have to deal with my consequences. Jesus Christ, I don't need any of this.
Trouble ahead.
What? I don't see no trouble. Excuse me, sir. Obviously, you can't be trouble. Well, never mind. You knocked the pennies out of me. That means you're a certified asshole. But, at the same time, allow this to reset. Screw consequences. Yeah, actually, it's ridiculously easy. Now, get on the dang thing. Get on the thing of yore. I don't know. SpongeBob just spawned to die. Good for him. He keeps spawning in the worst place.
Hello, I'm over here.
Listen, Gaz, I'd love to help you and all, but you know, giant monster, you know, priorities. Ever heard of them?
I wish a video game could keep me busy until you decide to rescue me. issue here.
Cheat codes. That's the issue.
Me?
Well, look what we have here.
That's what I expected. But thanks anyway.
Maybe you should stop playing in the goo.
This is one of those games that tries to compensate for being so boring by having like a million voice lines. We're filled with character. Oops. I stubbed my toe.
Uh-oh, there's more goo.
Really? Where? I can't see it.
Why am I having to fill this level? Don't look down. Looks like we have trouble. Intruder alert!
They didn't give him the voice filter. It's one of those things like Engine's voice inside Crash games where they rarely ever try to want to keep the filter going. Hey, partner, could you, partner or something? Could you just stand there? Thank you.
What's this do? What's this do?
Gotta say, this is real riveting. The most fun I've ever had in ages. Thank God there's no consequence, or like any form of it in this game, like ever. The children couldn't handle losing, not even once.
I love this show.
I did it. I freed the boy. Wow, you want... Okay, let's go see that, I guess. I don't really care, actually. Enter this code in a cheat menu. Plankton, Jimmy, beautiful, gorgeous Jimmy Plankton. Okay. Where's the cheat menu? Is this it? No. Where's the cheat menu? Oh. Okay, so... let's take a look real quick. You don't lose coins when you get knocked out. Well, now there really is no consequence at all. The consequence was already pretty minor. Now it's non-existent at this point. Alright. It's cool. Because I know I really want to keep all my coins inside SpongeBob Globs of Doom. It's like interactive. I don't know why they capitalized the A like that. Look at Garfield in his smarmy face. I've done something fucked up. Don't tell John. Oh yes, look at all these things we could use and have. This is the no, he's broken. Oh, Jesus Christ. If we can't fix it, we're in trouble. My nose would not be pink anymore. Sort of, I guess. There's extra parts. I just... I'm in the TV. Jeez, this seems like a really cool concept for a video game on the Sega Genesis. Excuse me, father. Ah! Sorry, I'm getting used to everything again. That's the thing about, like, no matter how long it's been since you played a game, could be 1 week, you gotta get used to everything again. Now, this one's probably gonna be the shortest one of the bunch, just because it's only one level and a boss. Unfortunately, but hey. So is the, interesting metaphor. Oh, you... Jump! Give me the pizza. Stop it. Stop, everything's just hitting. Stop! Let me up! Go away! Can I go up, please? I don't want to be in this hell anymore. Garfield's already had enough of hell. Oh yeah, don't step on the fences, which is very easy to do because your jump isn't really high enough to go over them. So, deal with it. Have some skulls. Stop. I pulled the thing, right? Alright, so how do I get the hell out of here? Oh yeah, I had to get both. I made it, yes, father. I got Pookie, he's my checkpoint of yore. Let me up. I promise you, this is not as easy as it looks. Here we jump over this. Do not fall in the hole this time. Yeah, but get hit by the skeleton. Well, twice even. At the bat I couldn't see. Pookie will help me. Not in that scenario though. Pookie's only so helpful. I step on the fence. Because that was a smart idea. Here's another one to step on. You gotta jump right at them, it seems. Here's Pookie again. That was fair. That was fair. Now, to the TV remote, and we're done! There! We've been through hell. Oh, what is happening? Ow. That controller wasn't working for a second. What the fuck? Get in a coffin, you. Get in a coffin, you. Yeah, as you can see, get in your coffin. Oh shit! Here, have these. Let's see if I'll survive this time. I doubt it. And dead again. funny about that? I'm jumping in joy. Ow. See, I don't know how would I get hit by there? Gonna need the fucking... You get over here. See, question, how do I not get hit? When Count Slobio's fucking dive bombing me. Like that, apparently. Wonder what's gonna kill me, the bat or Odie? It was Odie. I got this stuff. I got this. I got I don't know why I got hit there. Thank you. Oh, what's happening? Get in your dang coffin, you. Yes, we have one. Oh yeah, this is I forgot the don't hit John. I keep forgetting the control scheme for not hitting the characters. And this is hard to control. Look at all them Pookies I'm getting, though. I'm gonna have a whole collection of Pookies. Not enough Pookies? Ah, well. Isn't that something? Isn't that just a thing? Would you look at that? There. Interesting. It does a little dance, I love it.
Beware the next Scarum Fright Days. When we scare up Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
Zombies? Real zombies? It's a regular zombie jamboree!
Followed by new episodes of Courage the Cowardly Dog. And the Grim and Evil Show. It's Scarum Fright Days. Friday at 8 on Cartoon Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Cartoon Network section of the show. Of course, we're going to be starting with one of the most renowned Flash games when it comes to both the Halloween season and Cartoon Network Flash games, Billy and Mandy, Harum, Scarum. This thing is tiny. For those who don't know, on my screen, it doesn't even take up, like, it's fucking small, so I have to use the capture. It's like the main screen, because it's that fucking tiny dude. It's so small. Thankfully, with the capture, I can expand the size. No, WSD does not move. Okay. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. What kind of noise is that? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't mean to kill you, my brethren, my fellow pumpkin, but I must. For they have been turned into fucking crusty-ass JPEGs. Look at these crusty-ass JPEGs. Look at that one especially. He is just a JPEG. Ah, angelic music, wow. Don't give me anything horrible. Okay, thank you. I got dang hit. I also love their hit sound effect. Here, there's a health thing right here. I'll get hit. Titch me. Here. Killed with comedy. Ensue the laughter. Here. 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 Thank you. Ensue the laughter. Here. Ensue the laughter. Ensue the laughter! I'm dead. Alright, fine. No more comedy. As funny as it is, as hilarious as this banana may be. Go ahead. Blow him up. Murder. Children should have sticks of dynamite at all times. I'm not gonna lie though, I do kind of like the crustiness of some of the images. Obviously Billy and Mandy themselves are the only ones that look clean. But I do like how crusty the background is. I don't know why, it just adds a sense of, pizzazz, I suppose. Here. Get exploded. Get boomed, idiot. Alright, I'll throw it a bone. What's it gonna give me? Glue? Useful. Doesn't even kill. Useful. Yeah, oh, yeah, it didn't just give me free hits. Useful. When I get the dynamite back, oh, my favorite! Okay. He's not happy. Look at me, goes, These are going in random directions, I just realized. How do I go around you, sir? Death. Alright, so let's just spend time trying to get the dynamite back. Because this is garbage. I don't need any of this, thank you. I want the dang dynamite. Oh, good golly. Alright, fine, we'll let the comedy ensue. Just for a bit. Just gotta... There. Laugh. You wanna know another reason why I think this game is so fondly remembered? Because of the special it's based on. It is a damn good special. I would say probably one of the best Halloween specials. Because you have sentient pumpkins. That's clearly the reason. Not because it's very good. Clearly because of the pumpkins. I won't lie, as a kid, I really did love the moment where you had like this army of the pumpkins just marching through Ennsville. And Billy and Jack are just riding on top of the big guy. There we go, that's better. Don't grab that either. Just throw fucking dynamite at its man. Okay. The dynamite isn't making him flinch on the same level. But you killed him in like a few hits. Thank you. Thank you. The toilet paper is just fucking useless. But then again, I do agree. Just throwing toilet paper at someone's head is not going to be like the most intimidating thing in the world. It's going to be like mildly annoying at best. Why don't you get boobed? Okay, switching was not a good idea. But I did it. You can't change the past. But you can, in vain, try and do things slightly different in the present to possibly have a better outcome in the future. Come on, blow them up. Come on, murder's the only answer. Oh, it's trying to make me grab it, isn't it? No, thank you, sir. At this point, the worst hazard is the item block. Come on, get boomed. Get boomed, idiot. No, don't make me! Don't make me! I'd rather die, thank you. He almost pushed me right into it. You know, you would think. I have the Grim Reaper scythe in my hands. And yet, dynamite is more effective. Takes 2 sticks of dynamite to kill those big guys. The crabs you're on. Yeah, hello, yeah. Get boomed, idiot. I don't know how you went through me, but you did. I did it. Oh god. Okay, so I'm gonna assume it wants me to go from the bottom. Thank you. It actually did worry me a bit, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so as reference, crabs you're on. 5 slashes. Dynamite. That's 1. And over here, you. That's 2.
Dynamite is more effective than the Grim Reaper. He's a pirate? I don't think I remember seeing him in the special, did we? I have to look back. He was in the background somewhere, appears just once, and one guy making this game just thought, I really like this guy, he looks pretty neat. Come on, walk right into it. You know you want to. You really wanna. Okay, you know what? Yeah, sure, okay. No, what? Why'd you go? Oh, well, that was just that, what? Little bastard. Little bastard. You fucking eat me from the side of the screen. I'll eat you. Don't you eat me. Stop. You know not of the powers you mess with. Come here, you. Here we go. I need a health crate right now, if that's okay. Okay, never mind. Oh, here's one. Oh, hi! No! Well, isn't that great? Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, I don't think I ever made it this far as a kid. Honestly. Honest to bejeebus. Well, as far as I went, by the way. You know what? Jack can have Halloween. He can have it. It's fine. It's fine. Now we're finally at Channel 45, so let's go over these 5 Halloween specials. In Ben 10, we had both The Return and Be Afraid of the Dark, a 2-part finale of Season 3, and one they were building towards since the beginning of the season. In many episodes, Ben would have to deal with being attacked by monster-like aliens, gaining their DNA, purple lightning, and these crystals called corrodium that turns people into monsters once exposed to it. The Return has Ben, Gwen, and Max go to NASA to study the lightning and find its cause. It turns out that the monster aliens are here, along with a new freak, Dr. Victor, who has a Frankenstein-like alien transformation. Speaking of freak, the end of the episode would lead to the return of Ghost Freak, former alien of the original 10 that escaped the Omnitrix and became one of the most prominent villains in the series. It all ends with a huge fight between Ben, Gwen, and Max versus the Mummy, Victor, and Ghost Freak. We get to see the Mummy transformation for the first time and a new alien with Ben's Victor form. There are only 2 downsides with this special. In the episode, Ben feels as if that Gwen and Max can't help him, but this doesn't work because they've already proved themselves. Max with his retired plumber status and technology, and Gwen's magic book. This idea probably would have worked better if it came in Season 1, before Gwen started to learn magic, and before Ben learned that his grandpa was a plumber and fought aliens in his prime. Second is a problem with Ben's new aliens. All of the monster aliens that Ben would get would only appear once in the classic series, minus the Mummy that would get an extra cameo, but that's it. They wouldn't even get official names, so for toys they stuck with Ben Wolf, Ben Mummy, and Ben Victor. This is until Ben 10 Omniverse, where they would not only get more appearances, but actual names as well. Ben Wolf would become Wolf Blitzer, Ben Mummy would become Snarrow, and Ben Victor would become Frankenstrike. Not only this, but Ben would get the DNA for the bigger, badder Ghost Freak, but not only was his form never used, it was never acknowledged either in the future, it was essentially retconned. Ben would eventually get Ghost Freak back, but it would be the smaller variant. But wouldn't it be so cool if Ben could control this bigger, badder version of Ghost Freak? That would be incredible, but unfortunately they never did it. Now we have Teen Titans with Fear Itself. The first 5 minutes of the episode are dedicated to a fight against Control Freak in the video store.
Despite the nerd that he's supposed to be portrayed as, I always liked a control freak because it always meant him using TV and movies against the Titans, which led to some creative ideas. While the show was clearly meant to be anime inspired, it took advantage of it being a Western cartoon as well. Western inspiration came in the ideas and designs. The anime inspiration pushed those concepts to where they needed to be. After Control Freak is defeated, the Titans would watch a scary movie that frightens all of them, but Raven pretends she isn't scared. At night, they're attacked and pecked off one by one by these shadow creatures and horror monsters, leaving Raven all by herself. Because the higher-ups at the time told the crew to go as far as possible, they were allowed to get away with some pretty scary stuff, which only made the special all the much better. It really does feel like a horror movie where the victims are superheroes. Ed and Eddy would always make a big deal out of their specials. This includes their Halloween special called Boo Ha Ha. Eddy gets a map that's supposedly from his big brother that would send him down the route with the most candy. Meanwhile, Ed just finished watching a monster movie marathon. During their route, Ed goes into a trip where he genuinely believes that the kids in their costumes are actual monsters and attacks them. They put a lot into the visuals of this special, much like the Invader Zim Halloween special. It's like the two were almost parallels between each other with how far they went with the visual department. Of course, there's the grim adventures of Billy and Mandy. It's Halloween, and Billy and Mandy are about to experience a really jacked up Halloween. Billy goes as the Grim Reaper and uses Grim's scythe, which he warns Billy to be careful with, and of course this doesn't go well as Billy runs into Jack. Jack was once a prankster who lived in medieval Ennsville, but the people got tired of his shenanigans and got a knight to end his life. Grim comes to take him away, but Jack tricks him and makes a deal to achieve immortality. But Grim had one last trick up his sleeve. While Jack would be immortal, Grim would take his head. And thus, Jack had to use a pumpkin as a substitute, which affected his life forever. Jack gets Grim's scythe to bring pumpkins to life and get revenge in one of my favorite scenes in a Halloween special. Look, I like mayhem, I like armies marching around, and pumpkins. Mix all three, and you got this special. Now for something that wasn't created by Cartoon Network, but would actively be broadcasted on the channel for a very long time. It also became a tradition all to itself. Of course, we're talking about Scary Godmother. It first debuted in 2003 at San Diego Comic-Con, as it would be released on DVD shortly after, but 2004 was when it first debuted on Cartoon Network. The movie is based on a book of the same name by author Jill Thompson. Hannah Marnie goes along with her big brother and friends to go trick-or-treating. Thinking that she's going to ruin their time, they try to scare her off by sending her into a haunted house. This is where she meets Scary Godmother, who takes her to a Halloween party in another world. Thus, Jimmy and his friends waste their Halloween night. Also, look at their eyes. They have these indents in their skulls that imply they have eye sockets, yet they just have these little tiny dot eyes. Yeah, the movie might not have aged that well visually, but I could tell they were at least trying something interesting, considering the cartoony, colorful environments also have these black outlines on them. The characters might not have aged that well, but the sets I would argue still look kinda cool. Anyways, during the party, she meets Mr. Scully Pettibone, a literal skeleton in a closet. Bugaboo, a giant monster that looks like what would happen if Eduardo from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends was designed by Tim Burton. Harry, a lazy werewolf, and a family of vampires. This special will be rebroadcasted on Cartoon Network every year for the Halloween season until 2014. So, for an entire decade, this special was a tradition for the channel. Along with its sequel, Jimmy's Revenge. Jimmy begins to resent Halloween with everything that happened last year, so he tries to ruin it for everyone else by falsely labeling candy as toxic and costumes as flammable. This not only affects Marnie's time, but also the world that Scary Godmother lives in. These 3D animated movies may look cheap, but they were one of the biggest faces of Cartoon Network's Halloween.
There's a chill in the air as the moon starts to glow, a frightening ride through the night you will go. Out in the middle of nowhere you might be haunted by something that goes bump in the night. In the dark you cannot tell of what prowls in the night. No escape from this nightmare of fear. Cold ghoulish eyes know you are near. Man-eating plants and vampires and ghouls, skeletons and monsters with mouths that drool. Brace yourself for eerie man-made beasts created from parts recently deceased, summoning you, rest in pieces.
Shocktober, weeknights at 8, all this month on Cartoon Network.
Welcome to the next Screaming Skeletons 2000X for the Cartoon Network section. Now, this isn't a Halloween game by all means, but of course there's a certain fight that is Halloween themed. We're going to be doing that, and depending on how fast I do it, I have something else that could come afterwards, another fight that still relates to it. If I can figure out which one is friggin' which. Well, they do give a description, so this one, right? Okay, no, they don't have a description. Never mind.
Thanks to your omnitrix energy, the bodies I inhabit are stronger than ever.
Ugh, so's your breath.
Boy, with the comebacks, what will he think of next?
Now, this is after beating the game, so I already have master control and everything. So, that's why I say this might be a little short. It depends. Oh shit, I have the costumes on. Oh, well, this is oopsie poopsie. We'll roll with it. I forgot I unlocked the skins, and I forgot to turn them off. Oops. Oh, no. We need Wildvine, thank you. No, okay, not that one. Over here. There we go. Look at you little silly bastard. Now, Cannonbolt's pretty much the most overpowered one in this game, because so many of his attacks, for some reason, have multiple hits when I don't think they're supposed to. Like, it just seems like he hits like 10 times at once. Let me see if I can do an example. Not that. That's not a good example. Yes. For some reason, that hit like 20 fucking times. Look at that! Alright. Wildvine, jump, and get sunlighted, idiot. Better skedaddle. Because even though I have master control, you can still be reverted back when you lose your health. You, go boom. Ouchie! Okay, no, don't do that, thank you. Yeah, you can try, sir. You can try. My God, he's pondering the orb. He's pondering the orb real good. I must stop him from the pondering. Hey, thank you. I figured that out. Thank you, Grandpa. I figured that out, though. But thank you. Yeah, I'm moving things as you're just standing there menacingly. We're all real impressed. Riveting. Okay. You know, we haven't shown everyone else off yet, so let's do accelerate. Even though you can barely see him because of the skin. I didn't realize that. I'd see if I could. Give me this. Give me this. Get away from me. Ouchie. Oh, that got rid of all my health. Okay. That was, oops. Yeah, don't tentacle me, you fiend. Oh. Okay, I still have more to do. Now I don't. Okay, hit the cycle button. I did it, and it's still just a bee.
Ugh, I need a vacation from my vacation.
How about a little pick-me-up?
Weird. The Omnitrix is finally at full power, but I can't access my other forms. It's like that last crystal had all its DNA stripped out.
Scans are picking up vast traces of your alien DNA directly to the south.
Let's go. If anyone's gonna use my DNA to wreak havoc, it's gonna be me.
A very funny boy. This boy is full of all sorts of yucks, isn't he? I'm sure that's what a lot of parents thought, like, sarcastically, when they were, like, forced to watch it with their kid back then. Anytime they made, like, a lame joke. This boy is simply full of it, isn't he? As they just silently groan.
Looks like there's a creature double feature playing at the drive-in.
She said creature double feature. Not gonna lie, the lamest joke I ever heard did come from this show. I remember they were fighting the mummy, actually, and they were inside that food factory. I forget what it was specifically. Have a rock. And I just remember, like, because he was under, like, a peanut dispenser, and I think Gwen something along the lines of, and how about some peanuts? And I'm just like, okay, you could shut up now. You could shut your dang trap. Here, have a rock. Most of their jokes don't land. I just feel like with classic Ben 10, it was just them trying to be funny. Ow. But of course, it just never works out. I can't really think of a single joke inside classic Ben 10 that really was funny. I just disintegrated them out of existence. Jesus Christ. Go boom. No, not me. You. Zooey. Okay, could you stop hitting me with tornadoes, please? Thank you. I don't appreciate it very much. Alright, move away, run away. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Oh, heavens to Betsy. Oh, never mind. This game is very forgiving and lets you restore your health every time you transform. Go away. Oh, okay. Well, okay, let's go for Big Bang with forearms. Let's try that real quick, shall we, huh? What was it? Triangle, triangle, circle? Ooh! That was a bang, and it was indeed boom. And big, I mean. I don't know why I said boom. My simpleton mind just kind of took over. I mean, to be fair, it was a very nice boom. It made my stupid monkey side go. No, don't pick him up. That is less interesting. There we go. There we go. We ding dong damn did it.
Just when you think you're out of the dark, a bunch of creepy demented aliens try and take over your body.
Look, that was it. No comment. They were just so tired of it that Max and Gwen are just sitting, just like, just sit the fuck down. We're tired of this shit.
Rats.
Ed just won't stop laughing. He's in a really good mood. Shut up, idiot.
Jimmy boy, I'll help you get your pal back for a quarter.
Not so fast. You'll get paid
upon delivery, and it better be in one piece too.
Fine. Miserable little runt.
I have to take action for my own responsibility because it's implied that I put it in the house to get a measly freaking quarter.
Great! The door's locked. Stuck inside this dusty and decrepit hovel of disrepair, and me without protective gloves or headgear. Mind telling me how Mr. Yum Yum got in here in the first place?
Quit your griping. I knew Jimmy would pay top dollar to get that stupid doll back. So I told Ed to hide it in the house. Nice job putting it in the window, big guy. That was pure genius. But I did not put him in the window, Eddie. I left him on the mantle here.
Well, I must say that butt print is the right dimension.
How would you know? Jimmy's right. The house is haunted. He climbed the way to the 7th level of Hades.
Haunted as in ghost. Gulp. I love that video. There's like this video of this one guy. This old guy, he's trying to start a fight with kids, these teenagers. And he's just making up some bullshit. It's like, I trained with Muhammad Ali. And then the kid is just like, what? Muhammad? Ali? Go. It's the funniest shit.
Whoa. I was a sparring partner for Muhammad Ali. I'll take any two of you on right now.
Muhammad? Ali?
That's right.
For those who don't know, I've been doing Gulp long before I saw that video. I didn't just get it from that. I got it from Odie Play, so I got it from somewhere else.
Chris, don't freak out, but you're right next to Amy's spikes. Oh my god. I'm tucked in between.
I love that little gulp.
You must bring the ship in the bottle to open the first door. Okay, where is that? Run where? Okay, goodbye. Excuse me for a moment, I've seemingly forgot the controls. That is first person, that is Ed mode. We're in Ed mode. I'm confused. Are we... Did I fuck up? Oh no, it's L1. My bad. Give me that. Give me that. Ah, spider on me. Okay. Balancing acts are my favorite. Okay. Excuse me. Just hearing their laughs just echo in the background. It's probably haunting for a lot of children. Get off of me, Jesus! Oh, something here used to be placed there. I wonder. Get the fuck off of me. Death to all who oppose me. There must be something to put this trophy on. Yes. That is what I'm trying to figure out. But you see, I'm an idiot and I need to figure out the control skin. Because I'm stupid. Oh, okay. It was square. Square to beware. Oh, you kooky kids. Give me this. No, I guess I need to be Ed, because only he is capable of... only he's capable of lifting objects. Let's see, I opened door. I used my very intelligent brain, and used the knob. And I turned it. Turns out that was what was missing from the equation all along. You son of a bitch! Goddamn spiders. They ain't even radioactive, so they're not even cool. Here, we have bottle for you. Come on, get in there. I know that's what you're supposed to do. Get in there. Get in there. Thank you. Perhaps this place is giving me the gulp. Hibble-jibbles. Okay, I am. I already was, but thank you. Chicken! Get the chicken! Ray tried, yes. Get the fucking chicken. The chicken has goodies. Mine. I got it, but I believe I already had its contents, so it doesn't really matter. I wonder if there were kids who were terrified because the constant laughing they hear in the background, the echoed laughter. Thank you. Thank you, Bats, for eating my face. I don't even get superpowers from that. What a rip-off. I don't need this constant laughter and bickering. This echo laughter that Kevin laughed and called me a loser, and this other cackling. Jesus Christ, this is humiliating. Oh, okay. There is hole. But I could also open this. Get it. And I can also do this. I can only be open from the other side. Well, why didn't you dang say so? Why not? You're doing it now.
Okay, Edward. Get a grip. Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
Right, now this part is a little iffy because the hitbox on this thing is friggin' weird. Give me this. Time yourself to avoid that. If I stop wiggling, that'd be nice. No! You. Time yourself perfectly to get the thingy. Now, can I get this back, please? Thank you. You. Time yourself perfectly. When it means time perfectly, it means no flaws, no mistakes, no regrets. Give me this. There. Jesus. No, no. This thing is weird at turning. Where do I put this? Where do I put this? There. Oh, thank you. Can I have that? No! Get your shit out of here. Thank you. Excuse me, everybody. I have a bucket for you. I have a bucket of goodies just for you. Enjoy your bucket. You could buy that at Walmart. Oh. Oh. Don't goo me. It sounds like it's goo. Yeah, I hear you. Alright, so I need something. Jawbreaker!
Yummy in my tummy.
Power the alien. Okay, so we need to power it first. Oh goodness, this is a disaster. Oh jeez. Oh, well, if only, you know, there was an outline. Oh yeah, I forgot. Outlines only appear when you're that character, even though they're different colored outlines, which is already distinct enough. Yes, I'm bitching. Oh, that was not even a throw. You could do better than that. Thank you. Oh boy, the elevator of yore.
Genius! This lift goes straight up to the library. Probably for those Peppier tomes.
Gee, that's really interesting, but we gotta find something to give those cankers, sockhead. Books can wait.
On the contrary, a book is a gift that anyone can treasure. I'm sure we'll find something suitable, even for a canker.
Okay. Are you playing they can't read? Are you playing they're stupid? That's just plain out rude. Give them the book that is... You know that meme of that guy? There's that picture of the guy, he's eating a watermelon, and he has a book called The Female Orgasm. Yeah, give him that.
This is beyond my capabilities.
Oh, you and your capabilities. Now get out of here, you goo-eating vampires. Is there a female equivalent to that book? Or it's like, I'm assuming the Female Orgasm book. Could you freaking stop? It's primarily for, men that don't understand it. Yes, Ed, riveting, I know. No, those are just spiders. See, sometimes they weren't even outlined. I just knew to do that because that's one part I do remember. Anyway, here comes the worst part of this game. I don't even know what happened there. I guess it just counted me as out of bounds. I suppose, being in a space. Levitation for too long just causes death. If you levitate for more than 2 seconds, you're counted as dead and you're laughed at by the Grim Reaper who sounds like Kevin. Me and a friend of mine, he was playing this on Discord and I was watching him play it. We had this thought once, right? Well, if it turns out Kevin's not necessarily a bully, because he only goes after the Eds, right? But the Eds are, like, kind of disliked because, they scam people and constantly. Oh, okay, that spider just, okay. He just fell and raced into oblivion. Anyway, we thought of this idea of, like, what if Kevin's not actually a bully? What if he's just trying to protect the other kids from the Eds and their schemes? Because he rarely ever does bully the other kids. He only just makes fun and bullies the Eds, probably to, like, keep them away from everyone else. Why do you think he was so quick to forgive Eddie, like, in the last episode, in the movie? And, oh! There you go. That's the headcanon I'm going with, and according to Twitter, it's practically canon. Thank you. Give me this. Stop wibbly wobbling. Makes me think they're gonna lose balance. Wiggle, motherfuckers. Yeah, wiggle, because you're a dang worm, I guess. Book. Oh, good. Takes me right by it, instead of making it a guessing game. Here, have book. Read. Educate yourself.
Are you giving me a book because it defines me in 1,000 words?
No! You're just stupid. Read a book. Learn some dang words, you idiot. I don't know why Ed has to carry the book. Obviously, books are the heaviest substance known to man. Also, you probably shouldn't be leaning towards a buzzsaw like that. Just saying. Here, I'll turn it off so your hair doesn't get stuck in it. Because I'm assuming that's just a horrible way to die. Your hair gets stuck in a buzzsaw and it pulls you in. And all of a sudden, well, your brain is now sliced in half, and your skull is a cup.
Hey, you owe us a quarter.
Dig this, Yappy Dog. We'll handle all the creepy villain angles on this network. Well, Yappy Dog.
Stupid dog! You made me miss who the villain was.
Hey, like, what's this?
Oh, Courage. It's only the Cartoon Network.
We interrupt this program to inform you of a UFO spotted in the area. All old people, hippies, and scaredy dogs have been advised to stay indoors.
Now, this is a game I actually did beat when I was a kid. Monsters Inc. Scream Team was merely a rental. And honestly, okay, here's a story. I actually went back to find this game.
Always a good idea when there's a phantom virus around. Come and see me whenever you want to save your game or take a break.
Alright, what ain't this a save? I just got here, Velma. Anyway. So, I haven't had this game in years, and I specifically looked for a copy just for this, honestly. It was like $10 on the site that I got it from, but unfortunately it didn't have a case. It was just a disc in like this, you know, the paper flimsy thing. It has like that transparent plastic sheet that shows what the disc looks like. It's in that. I know you can get empty PS1 cases, and I definitely do need them. I absolutely need them. But yeah, that's how far I went for 43 to 45. I actually hunted down an old childhood game specifically for it. That, and I've been looking for this game for a while too. But so for it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a boss rush. There's only 7 bosses, and all of them are relatively short. Sometimes frustrating, but short. So we're going to go ahead and rush through them. This shouldn't take too long. So, yeah, but it's Scooby-Doo.
Looks like you've detected one of the Phantom Virus's main bosses.
Looks like you detected your mother.
Back to safety, Scooby.
You can try to get past this boss, but you will not succeed.
Okay, Scooby. You'll need to pay attention to the warrior's patterns. It's the only way to defeat him. Avoid his attacks until you're given a chance. Then throw a pie at him. 3 times should do it. Are you ready, Scooby?
I guess so.
Yeah, this game is basically like, we're gonna tell you literally how to beat the boss, 1 for 1. Oh yeah, I can't use the analog stick, I have to use D-pad.
Yeah.
Here, eat.
No, the calories, they slow me down. Yeah.
It's a weight gain scenario for someone.
Yeah.
You can only hit it when it says chance over the top of their health bar. Like that. Go ahead. Do it. I dare you.
Yeah.
You won't stab a Great Dane, would you? You stabbed a Great Dane.
Yeah.
He hit his sword on the ground so hard he went.
You did it, Scooby! Good job. Just grab that box of Scooby snacks, and you're out of there.
Okay, Roundup, I've done it.
Alright, 1 down, 6 to go. See, I told you it wouldn't take long. Now this is where they decide we're going to look at Crash Bandicoot Warped and be like, you know, we kind of like the tiny fight from that game. But it could use more, it could use less tiny and more skeletons with harpoons or spears and on the lion.
Get over here, you. Get over here, you.
I am Shaggy the Great and Powerful. My pies of yore will disintegrate the lion. Youch. Ah, shit.
There.
Ready for this very long skeleton phase. It still got me. Dick! Oh god, be careful. I don't want to have to do it again. Oh, by the way, they're gonna play a really mean trick. Yep, 1 last shot at the harpoons. If you were in the same position as me and weren't as lucky, you would have had to do that fight all over again, just because they played a really mean trick.
Back and we'll keep looking.
Look at me dance. Oh, new taunt for multiverses.
You again. Well, stick around, because this is just getting fun.
You can run, Phantom? Yeah, well, yeah, you can run. Please, run!
Don't get scared on me now, Shaggy. That polar bear looks dangerous, but not as dangerous as that slippery ice. Keep on your feet and wait for your chance. 3 pies should do it.
More ice? Like, why couldn't I have been sent to the jungle? At least it's warm there.
Don't kill me!
Ah, yeah, the polar bear's greatest defense mechanism, spinning on the ground. From my memory, it's usually the second phase is always the hardest. The third one, they just practically give it to you. In some cases, not all of them. Get away from me. Don't kill me. That would be very rude of you. Oh yeah, the snowballs of yore.
Check this out. I'm Super Shag.
You did it, Shaggy. Great job. Let's get you back here.
Like, get those electric blankets ready, Velma. I need to thaw out.
Congratulations. You made it past those dinosaurs, but your luck has just run out. I'd like you to meet a friend of mine, T-Rex. Let's see if you can get past him.
You can do it, Scooby. Just avoid the lava bombs and
You could do it,
attach them to
Scooby. We're gonna
T-Rex.
send a Great
Then
Dane
wait
after
for your
a
chance
dinosaur.
and throw a pie at him. 3 pies and he's out of there.
What the fuck? I'm gonna die.
Hello, you. Alright, you purple Barney the dinosaur looking ass.
Get in your cave. Never come out.
A tail swipe, my god. He really knows how to mix it up.
I'll kill you. You hate me. These are the last breaths you'll take.
Now I've realized, this is after I've edited the Harum Scarum part. Where in editing I made a reference to Barney the freaking dinosaur. Oh shit! Oh shit! And this is the second Barney the dinosaur reference throughout this special. This is merely a coincidence. It has nothing to do with that new documentary that came out. For those who don't know, there was like I think it's a Netflix documentary called I Love You, You Hate Me. And it's just all about Barney the dinosaur and how, like, he was disliked by so many people. Which, I don't know. I was a kid. I loved Barney. I still have a Barney VHS tape because my grandmother gave me her old VHS tapes that she just stumbled upon. By the way, these were like 200. I don't know. He just stumbled upon like 200 tapes. And then just decide, I'm going to give them to my grandson. Which at first I didn't want to take because I felt bad, you know. It feels like that's a lot just to give someone. But then she insisted upon it multiple times. And I thought, okay. I had to buy some new shelving units for him, though. But hey, I still have it, technically. I haven't decided on selling them because it doesn't feel right, you know? We just discovered over 200 tapes from childhood. And just to sell them right away, it doesn't feel right. Maybe someday when I'm old and decrepit and need to go into retirement, and these tapes are probably worth a lot more. Oh yeah, this is the only boss Besides Phantom Virus himself, who's actually based on a Scooby-Doo villain.
It should do the trick.
See, I told them what to do. I tell my roommates what I'm doing. They're like, Zach, why don't you record that much while you're here? And I tell them, okay, I'm gonna record. I'm gonna be a bit. And then, like, fucking 5 minutes later, they're like, Zach! Zach! I go to the store, you wanna come with? I'm like, I just told you what I'm doing. Jesus Christ. No sense of respect here. Look out for Boom Man. Here! Never mind. I fell and went boom. Spawn in the center. Hey, it's rude as you listen to me. That's what you get. That's what you get. Go boom, idiot.
Check this out. I'm Super Shag.
I knew you could do it, Shaggy. Grab the box of snacks and come on back here.
You're a genius, if I do say so myself. I'm coming home.
I'm coming home, I'm coming home, I'm good! Squish me out of existence, why don't you?
You got through the pyramid, but you won't get past me.
And when he says me, he means, well, you'll see.
Phantom Virus.
That's right, Scooby. You found the Phantom Virus, and you can't let him get away. But don't worry, it shouldn't be too hard. Use your pies to knock the mummies off the sides, but don't fall off yourself. When the shield comes down, throw a pie at the Phantom Virus. 3 strikes and he's out.
Rush, were you to say? Help!
Yeah, you're not actually fighting him, you're just fighting a bunch of enemies, knocking them off. Oh, and they'll do that too. Oh, and this'll happen. They'll just be in the pie that you need. Here, have this. What? He just did the fucking, the scientist fucking scream from Half-Life. Oh yeah, and they'll do that to themselves, so even if you try to wait to get yourself a pie, they just won't let you. They're a bunch of assholes, don't you think? Come on, give me some more pies. Get out of here, you! I used to be able to do the scientist Half-Life scream so perfectly. It was on a fluke, too. I still remember that video of that one guy who basically did the scream. He was on a tree, he was going, and then the tree breaks under him, and he goes, give me pie. Alright, now you're dead. And he's gonna do another mean trick. So just get out of the way as he does that. And you're done!
Scooby, old friend, you sure know how to get rid of a mummy. Grab that box of Scooby
There's a
snacks
bee
and
in my
let's go
window.
get some food.
It's okay, the window's closed, he can't get in. If he does, though, well, I don't know what to do. Oh, no, he's gone. He flew off. All I have to do is make a vague, non-existent threat, and the beast's like, oh, I get it, he's serious. He says he doesn't know what to do. That's endless possibilities. God, I gotta get out of here. Oh, no. One more. We're at the last one. Wait a minute. Hang on. Huh. I should pay more attention. Well, this is it.
So, you think you can outsmart me? Well, this game's not over yet. Now it's just you against me. Let's see what you are made of.
Relma! Relp!
This is the very last level, Scooby, so you need to get him this time. Just wait for your chance and hit him with the pies. You can do it, Scooby.
Alright, this boss can be a little bit of a bitch. Because he does that. Yeah, don't try and predict it. Yeah. This guy's a dick. I think I already lost. Because the second phase is particularly a dick. So, I'm gonna have to do this one again.
I'm over here.
Missed my chance. Well, that's it. You only get those 5 pies, so... There we go. Now hit big. Yeah, he got me. Yeah, that was my chance, too. Well, I don't have any more pies left, so I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I'm still just fucked. Don't worry, I'm gonna die here anyway. Alright, we got another one. We got another asshole here. He thinks he can be a big old prick. It was funny, when I was getting footage of this boss before, wasn't this bad. I'm so dead. Even if I did that, I'm still fucked. Yeah, it's just basically a free hit move. So, you basically need to enter that phase with 4 hits. Because you're gonna lose the first 3, regardless. Okay, don't take a single hit in the second phase. And we should be good. Well, we lost. Unless I get lucky. Real lucky. Don't kill me! Ugh. God damn it, again! Okay, now we have to get to Epic Gamer Mode. Okay, Epic Gamer Mode. Okay, Epic Gamer Mode's not working. Also, they gave me pies. How nice of them. But it's not gonna do me much because this is where we lose. First hit, guarantee it. You see, also didn't even touch me, but it still counted. That's this boss for you. You need to go in with like either max health or at least just 4. You don't dick around. Tell you what. I'll go until I get a game over. If I can't do it by then, well, then canonically Scooby-Doo's dead. And it's looking like that's gonna happen. Yep, he's dead. Absolutely. No way around it. You have a boss that says you lost when you just took 2 hits when you have 5? You know you done fucked up. I'm over here, oh my god, you fucking threw a pie at me. I'm weak to custard. I'm maximum custard form. Oh! 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 Darn! I got lucky! I got lucky! For once, the move actually missed.
You did it, Scooby. Hurry
It took
up
like
and get back
10
here
tries,
and bring
but
the
hey,
phantom virus
the
with
move missed. Took 10 tries for a move to miss. Is it me? Am I the problem? Motherfucker. Not you, Nightmare. I said motherfucker, and my dog's head just whipped over at me. I don't call you motherfucker. Why do you think that?
We aren't back with that trap yet. What should we do?
Like you're asking us? You're the brains in the group.
I never expected you to be such good players. You may have beaten my monsters, but this game is not over.
That's what you think, Phantom Virus.
Me.
This game is definitely over.
Oh, Jesus Christ, oh God, what's the pain?
Are you guys okay?
Like, where did he go?
Yeah, where did he go?
The wireless communication system.
We looked all over the place for a trap, but we couldn't find anything that would work.
And then I remembered that this system has virus protection software on it.
I always knew that software would come in handy one day.
So, like, tell me that means the Phantom Virus is gone for good.
He'd be pretty stupid to come back.
So, you guys still want to be in a video game?
Funners. It's so funny. Oh, Jesus, copyrighted music. Shit. Fuck. Dick.